You know what? No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
What?
Mm-mm. Cause you know what? My question is, where was Big E at the beginning of the show? Where was he at the beginning of the show when shit started going down?
He wasn't there yet. He the champion. He had championship obligations. He had to
I'm just
call the big
saying.
homie. He had to call the big homie.
I get he called the big homie, but the big homie showed up and he was dressed. They made Xavier cry, man. They made him cry. I saw that tear go
That
down his
one
eye.
tear. That one tear. That one tear is like those old adverts where they used to throw trash on the ground and you'd have the Native American with one tear.
If,
Yes.
if we had the equivalent in wrestling to an Emmy, he should have got one. That's just so he could have
You
messed up
mean
his
a
one.
Slemmy?
He could have messed up his ones with that stunt with that cheap crown that he had right there. You
That's
know.
why he didn't do it. That's why he didn't do it. He ain't scuffing him up. Oh no, what do you think? You know, even though they got their comeuppance at the end of the show, I feel like they did him so dirty that they couldn't win. He couldn't win.
You
Like
know,
he got his ass whooped.
when I was at the mid card match, because I forgot what I was doing, and someone said, "Man, this is just equivalent to super bullying," and I was like, "It is." This was like, it was sad. It made me laugh, but it made Roman be the biggest bad guy this week, and he didn't have to even say WrestleMania.
No, the funniest thing about what I saw in the mid card mess was someone asked, who would you rather be in, the New Day or the Bloodline? And they're like, oh, the New Day. Roman's too mean. I was like, no, Roman is teaching. Roman is teaching the youth of today.
And let's also point out, if the Usos
Structure.
is going to honor you, they know how to honor you because they had a nice little setup right there.
I didn't ask for this, Paul.
Oh,
Oh, I'm shocked this hit the cover.
let,
It
let me
seems
tell
like
you,
It was going to be. It was going to be.
let me tell you something. This was the feud that no one knew that they wanted, but we got. Like, it was the battle of the colored hair. Man,
Oh, I think you'll say colored people.
nah. I'll talk about more when we get to SmackDown, but man,
This is a blood feud,
It really
and
is.
Sasha done took it to another level.
I
This
mean,
is
it was
evil.
points where I was like, Sasha outfit, I thought she was naked. I was like, wait, is this? I was like, what the hell is this outfit she had on?
It
Like,
looked uncomfortable.
it did. It did.
It did. We'll be back right after this.
Welcome everybody to the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast, where
Why?
Virginia is for lovers and lovers of wrestlers. I'm Eric.
I'm Lord Manny Hayes, and I hate people.
And I'm Marcus the Grand Finale. People all right.
And man, do we have a show today for you where we're going to release all the after party, where we talk about everything that's going on, because it wouldn't be a week in professional wrestling if WWE didn't let people go out of their contract. Out of their contract.
Yeah, look, man, he got no clue how we were starting the show. Just clicking this stuff.
It's all right.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Because
Eric had 30 minutes of pre-show.
Eric knows I'm producing the show now, and then he doesn't tell me what he's planning to do on the show, so you have to interpret what Eric may do.
Because May, doesn't it keep you on your toes as I have this handy dandy sheet right here, because we're gonna do something special. We haven't done this in a long time, but you know, WWE had another release party, and before we start, JK Switch says, "Good morning, evening. Might I wish you all a happy fuck Hulk Hogan giving?" Yes,
Ooh.
yes, it is.
By the way, if you're out there giving thanks, do thank everybody that you appreciate this coming Thanksgiving. But also, when you do have those prayers, also announce fuck Hulk Hogan and hope nothing good happens to him this year.
I would also say that if you are celebrating Thanksgiving this year, make sure you think about who you're inviting to your Thanksgiving, and maybe you might need to release some of those people from attending, just like WWE did.
For
Just
budget cuts!
You know, budget cuts. Like, you know, I ain't got enough money to buy a turkey for you, so
Okay.
Big Hoss, you gotta go.
I have a question. If it's Thanksgiving, And not a family member. I'm not saying that. That'd be dramatic. But if you can release a meal from your Thanksgiving dinner due to budget cuts, what piece of food is being released? Let's start, Manny.
Okay.
Greens. I'm releasing
Greens.
You're getting rid
Oh
of
my
greens.
God. I can't believe it. You got rid of the blackest thing on your menu, collard greens. How dare you,
Marcus,
Manny?
greens could be any vegetable of greenness. Manny it didn't have to be greens, Marcus.
It's not collard
So,
greens?
Can I go next?
I'm getting rid of broccoli.
Can I go next?
Broccoli.
Can I go next?
Go ahead.
I will say that I have never had this at any of my Thanksgivings, but apparently this is a really big thing amongst Americans. It doesn't make any goddamn sense to me, and that's going to be mashed potatoes. I don't understand why mashed potatoes are such a big thing at Thanksgiving when you could have mashed potatoes 364 other days.
You're going to get a lot of heat. You're going to get a lot of heat. Mashed potatoes. It don't need to be in the Thanksgiving menu. It's there all year. It's there all year.
You have to have some form of mashed potato there. So what you looking at?
This is like someone saying you gotta have top dollar in them.
Well,
there had to be some of them there. No.
Full disclosure, Marcus and I did not grow up eating mashed potatoes. What we had at Thanksgiving was potato salad. That's what we had. And mashed potatoes and gravy just don't make sense to me for Thanksgiving. It ain't nothing special.
No, you're not having none of this potato gratin, none of this dauphinos, which are
That's different.
Which is basically
House of back potatoes,
gratin. Roast potatoes.
Marcus, we turn to you because J.K. Smush is getting rid of ham. What about yourself, Marcus?
Mine might be the most controversial one, where I am in the sentiments of ham being a part of this. But, for main dishes wise, I think the most useless one there, and it never gets all eaten in the first place, unless you're making a salad or something later, or something unique. I'm getting rid of the damn turkey. The turkey can go. It's just not good enough. It's not something I need. I like everything so much more than the goddamn turkey. The turkey is the last thing I like on the list. It's only there to be a centerpiece. It's not there to be a meal.
But in order to get the dressing, you need the turkey. You know that, right? And Wes,
no, you don't.
Wes, you don't know how to make dressing. Your comment about me talking dangerous. He said you thought you saw me eating it on my OnlyFans. My question is, why are you subscribed to my OnlyFans if I had one? I'm concerned by that.
First of all, beggars should not be choosers. You should be happy
because
we have.
Can you put Ross' comment up there so I can read it? He says, I've had mac and cheese inside a giant Yorkshire pudding with pigs in a blanket with fried chicken on the side yesterday. Nothing to do with Thanksgiving, but damn, it was good. That sounds like that will give me another heart attack, Ross, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
My God, that sounds disgusting, but I need to try it.
That's something you gotta see to believe, to be honest.
Can you send us a picture in the group chat? Send us a picture of that.
And J.K. Smith is questioning fried chicken as a side dish. Yes, I know some places where fried chicken is a side dish. Ain't the way.
Yeah, they're called chicken nuggets.
No. If I've got a tub of gravy, the fried chicken is a side dish.
Manny, I want to go to your house. Head of intervention. You shouldn't have a tub of gravy. I'm calling the police. There shouldn't be a tub of gravy in this man's house.
This is how I know me and Wes can't get along. His comment says it all. Keep the canned cranberry sauce afloat. You are correct. Although last year I experimented and I made homemade cranberry sauce, it's still not the can.
The only person that can make cranberry sauce are the people that have it in the can. Okay? If it don't have the can ridges on that sauce, it ain't worth you touching. So it ain't worth me touching. Just saying.
Manny, it was in our house growing up, it was almost a revolt to our mom because the cranberry sauce was bought, but it wasn't the jelly version of the can. It was the one that had the berries in there, and people were not happy. People were not happy at all.
I want to say that's the darkest Thanksgiving I've ever had in my life.
Darkest Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and I'm eating TV dinner Thanksgivings at a casino.
Well, gentlemen, I know they could sit here and wait for us to talk about Thanksgiving all day long. However, we need to get down to business.
But by the way, yeah, I know many one doesn't celebrate this blood holiday. We, for instance, Bo, I feel like of all the budget cuts we made in our dinner right now, mine What's the biggest one?
Yeah,
I'd say
turkey?
money.
Okay, if you got rid of the turkey, what are you replacing it with as the main?
Oh, I'm gonna put a nice brisket or a ham or something on there.
Something that'll clog your arteries.
Yeah.
Firstly, I've been enjoying the way I've been making my turkey the last couple of years, so I'm very excited about my turkey because I keep it moist and I make it spicy, and that's what I do.
That's what he likes as women.
That's how I like my
did it
women.
right. Moist and
and spicy.
Yes, that's why Shantae is a winner. She's moist and spicy.
That's way too much of you tell me to know about your wife.
Anyway, with that being said, WWE had another release party to celebrate Thanksgiving. They let go of John Morrison, Hit Row, Ashanti Adonis, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Top Dollar, Tegan Knox and her knees, Drake Maverick, Shane Thorne, and the Trump supporter Jackson Riker. After the release happened, Taya Valkyrie, aka Frankie Monet, went to Twitter and said, "Stop supporting a company that has zero respect for their talent. You love pro wrestling. Spend your money on the hundreds of other alternatives. This is wrong ethically. As employers, they don't care about us, talent, or fans." Now, Manny, I want to point out something to you because I already told Marcus this. I felt that Valkyrie was talking a lot different when she got released. She got all salty once her man got released and that WWE check stopped flowing. How do you feel about her comments about this release?
I think you got to be a little bit humble when she got released, but then you got to stand. I feel like your wife would react this way if you got fired from your job.
Yes, she would be.
Yeah, so at least she's standing by her man.
She got to, you know.
Mm-hmm. Stand by your man.
What I didn't appreciate was Lince Dorado agreeing because what the hell you was doing your whole life? I mean, you wore nice clothes at the. I'm not acknowledging that. I will not acknowledge that comment by Wes.
It says code moist 25% on Eric's OnlyFans this weekend.
Eric, you should come out with the OnlyFans. It's just you eating.
Marcus, my question for you is
probably more subscribers in this show. To be honest,
I'm under the impression that business cannot be as booming as people may think wrestling is. I don't think they're making as much profit as they can, which is why they're releasing all this talent. So
they announced their money, $250 million.
They're announcing money, but I still think they're trying to make up for the loss of 2020 when they couldn't do anything. And I think these people are just subject to these releases. What do you think?
Well, I feel like it's still them, still releasing talent because one, they are, who they are. They've been who they are. They're all about their money. So this isn't I don't know why people act like WWE. This is shocking that they released all these people and they did it again. I can't believe they did it for like the third time in a year. They had another, I guess, mass release. But they are who we thought they were. I don't know who thought WWE wasn't about their money or Vince McMahon's about his money. He saw $250 million in profit growth and said that could have been $300 million in profit growth. That should have been $400. We should have made all of this. So, and then on top of it, on the people they released, they're only like maybe, I would say 5 or 6 in the past 2 years that I'd be like, maybe they could have kept that person and made money for them. But you know what? Peace for everybody. They should be happy they are gone from WWE so they can go out there and make as much money as possible on their own right and be used properly like they say they want to be used. And on the WWE side, it's good that they release people that they have no intention of being involved with. It's like giving someone a ring and I'm like, I really didn't plan on marrying you. I just did this because I thought this was the thing to do.
It's funny
That's where we're at.
It's funny you say that. Some of them are asking for way too much on the independent scene as well. Like, some of these independent companies are still struggling from COVID hitting them so hard that, like, with these 80 wrestlers that have been released, their asking price is a little too high, and I don't think they're going to break even with the asking price they're giving out.
So there was a couple of good points in the chat room. Ross says she doesn't really have a point. WWE has never had any respect for the wrestlers. They literally Vince's playthings. And then Wesley said, if you were released, would you resign for a smaller price? And I think that's what it comes down. When we saw some of the earnings for some of the performers in WWE, we will all agree that it seems like if you are employed by WWE and you have made some type of status within the company, you're getting paid fairly well. And it also is proof because some of the asking price for some of the release talent, they're trying to have that WWE inflation, but at the same time, you're still not that type of individual. And then everyone is making cuts because Ross pointed out that he has a friend who works at 2K, and they're talking about they want to pull the plug on the WWE contract. I hope they do, because 2K ain't made a great wrestling game in a long time. Bring back THQ.
THQ dead.
They are, aren't they? However,
you trying to bring them back?
Hey, I'm trying to resurrect them. With that being said, this was a sad day for a lot of wrestlers, so we wanted to put a smile on people's face. So we decided that we would do something that we haven't done in a while, since it was only Marcus and I on the show, and we had a draft. We're gonna have
part of a draft.
We're gonna have a draft today, where we're gonna draft from the list of the 2021 WWE Release talent. However, there are a couple of exceptions that I had to agree with. First and foremost, if you draft Karrion Kross, you get Scarlett. I do not like this because I wanted to be drafted separately. But however, for that to be
the only way he agrees to side with your company.
For that to be agreed, I said that Hit Row had to be drafted individually and not as a whole. Also, Tegan Nox comes with both of her knees. We are not drafting the knees as separate picks. You get Tegan Nox as a whole.
That's bullshit, man.
Can I drop the old knees?
So Marcus, please
you got to run a combine for me.
Please give us the draft music that you come up. Come on, Marcus, you can do this.
This isn't copyrighted by anybody, but it may sound like
Welcome everybody to the 2001 WWE Release Draft. We are here, and we have drafted today. We have Lord Manny Hayes. We have Marcus, the grand finale, and we have Eric, the hater. With that being said, we want to hop into the draft right away. How the draft works is that the person with the first pick goes first, of course. The person with the third pick will go first in the next round. We're going to have 10 picks each. It's going to be a 10-round draft. At the end, sometime next year, we will look at these picks and determine who did a better job drafting. In the production meeting, we have agreed that Eric will always have the number 2 pick, just because I didn't want to put some dissension between the hosts of the Untitled Manny and Marcus show, which airs on Tuesdays and Thursday on YouTube. And Marcus was agreed to have the very first pick. So Marcus, with the release party, Marcus, who are you taking with your very first pick in the WWE Release Party?
I'm not on the clock. Can I get a clock?
We don't have a clock.
We don't have a clock.
I'm seeing if they want to do this or not. Are you proud to be a part of the Dallas Cowboys? No. My first pick for the I Was Future Endeavor draft. I'm going with Mr. Aleister Black of AEW, now known as Malachi in the real world. So that's my first pick.
That's a strong pick, Aleister coming in there with the, what he brings to the table. He's in he's in a very solid program with
it fell apart.
So
Cody's getting the best of it, you know it.
Marcus, that's a very good pick right there on your behalf. And because I want to be this type of person, and I'm going to take this pick with my number 2 pick. I just because I get 2 for 1, I'm going to be the only one that get this package. I'm taking Karrion Kross with Scarlett as my second pick.
Enjoy your bunk ass matches and your overhyped ass entrance.
Hey, I'm okay with that. That was not my original number 1 pick.
I just wanted Scarlett. I didn't need the Kross.
That's what I did, but I feel like I'm gonna get my my next pick that I want in the second round. So, Manny, what's your number 3 pick in the draft? Who you taking?
I'm taking the Impact Women's Tag Team Championship.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
And I am done with the draft because I just won the draft.
I believe he doesn't know how drafts work.
I don't think he does.
You don't do that. Disrespect. Didn't even talk to his team. I believe the owner of your team is going like, "What are you doing?"
Wes, I will point out that Mia Yim does not come with Keith Lee, but Manny has also pulled an Eric and took 2 talents with 1 pick because the inspiration is allowed as a tandem because there always been a tandem. So Manny, you have the
Keith Lee didn't make Mia Yim come. Damn it.
So Manny, you have the first pick in round 2 as you sip on your apple juice with maybe taking it still because of all the picks. These are the only ones that have gold around their race right now. Who are you taking with round 2, number 1?
I'm taking.
Oh shit!
Damn!
Lee.
No! I wanted the Bearcat. Damn it! I wanted the Bearcat.
And because Manny is going on the size route, I'm going with size matter also. With my number 2 pick, who I knew would be available, I'm taking Braun Strowman because I feel like he's going to come back in WWE and be Braun Strowman again. Marcus, you lost Keith Lee.
We here thought we were getting that fat motherfucker, but he was fat anyway. We didn't want his fat ass around my people anyway. And he'll be his sandwiches and people eating his sandwiches and fucking with him. Shoot, I didn't need him or his doublet. Shoot. And you can take Karrion Kross and his helmet and shove it up your ass, Eric. You can shove it up your ass.
Yeah, we get your pick, sir.
Well, if you're gonna take those people away from me, I'm taking with the my number 2 pick.
It's number 6 pick in the draft.
How we have 6 already?
Yes.
Shit. Damn, that changes everything then. I'm taking Mr. Bray Wyatt as my 2nd pick.
We all knew you was taking Bray Wyatt. You was the only
one. Yeah, we knew it. No, I wasn't gonna take him first. I wasn't gonna take him first.
Well, you got the next pick as well. Who you got next?
You got the next pick, Marcus. Who you taking?
Oh damn, that was quick. Shoot, I wasn't even ready for that one. I'm taking the nicest man on A&E, Mr. Top Dollar, and his spicy rhymes.
You know, I appreciate your pick. You got a man who can spit hot flows and whatnot, Marcus. I'm going to take a man who can barely speak English, but I'm going to take Andrade. I'm taking Andrade. Because I forgot about Andrade.
I forgot he was still out there. El Idololo.
Manny?
I'm taking John Morrison.
Oh, Johnny Dynamite.
Johnny Elite. Or Johnny Rampage. I think I'm a Johnny Rampage guy, personally.
And then my next pick.
Hold on, man. I gotta make sure I put these names by these picks.
Wait, right. So I never get to do the 2-pick thing?
You just
I did. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Hey, Betty, how did you draft him? Johnny, you drafted him as Johnny who?
Johnny Nitro.
Johnny Morrison. John Morrison. Given that I'm taking John Morrison to the WBF. Johnny Breakfast.
It is getting steamy up in here. I gotta take off my glasses because these picks are getting hot. Manny, who are you taking next?
This pick's a little bit out there, but he's my boy. I'm picking Tyler Breeze.
Wow. That would have been, you could have got him in a supplemental draft. But I understand the pick.
A man that can help the locker room right there. So, you know, I got to look at my list. Who I got here? Who can I didn't think. You know what? No, I'm not going to waste that pick on that one. No, I'm not going to do that. I was going to, because he's going to be available at that. Let me look through this. Nope, don't want him. No, don't want her. No, don't really want that. You guys stick that one out. Shit. Nope, not gonna take Tucker Knight. Nobody wants Tucker Knight.
Can you just take Oney Lorcan to get it over with?
I could do that to ruin Marcus, right? You know, I'm taking Bronson Reed in this situation. Bronson Reed.
Oh, currently in New Japan right now.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
All right, you got 2 picks. Who you taking? Ruby Riott?
Hey, don't laugh at that. She's gonna be probably the TBS champion, which will give you a lot of points. But I'm gonna take, just to get this out the way, because y'all knew I was taking him, and I'm the only one that's going to take him. I'm taking Isaiah Swerve Scott.
You know,
because 500.
I just want to point out that if this was a real draft, they would have had the camera on Isaiah Swerve Scott looking at him like, why Marcus drafted me again? Because I know he's going to draft me. What's going on? You should have let him drop because I'm pretty sure I wasn't going to take him, and I don't think Manny was taking him either. Because Manny's eyeing Oni Lorcan. That's who he's eyeing.
All right.
You have another pick, Marcus.
With my next pick, I'm taking my person that, I don't know if he's ever going to get a job anywhere, but he is the best kept secret, Mr. Buddy Murphy.
You're a son of a bitch, Marcus. You're a son of a bitch. Because you know what? I was about to take him just to spite you. That's what I was going to do. But Marcus, right here in round 4, run 5, you picked what everybody figured you was going to pick in this situation. I feel like this is where you're at right here. With my next pick, because I'm making a big federation, meat on meat. I'm taking Killian Dane in this situation. Ooh. Killian Dane.
Let me scratch that off the list. That was actually my next pick, you motherfucker.
Oh, Manny, this is why I want to do 5 rounds, because now when we get to the bottom, we don't know who we gonna take.
Oh, I know which route I go in.
I know who I'm taking now. I'm taking 2.0.
I'm main eventing Dynamite every week for whatever reason.
Can you tell me their real names?
Fat Jackson and the other one.
Exactly. What's your next pick, sir, since you took 2.0?
Ruby Riott.
Motherfucker!
I'm going to put her Ruby Soho now.
No, but you don't get the song. I'm drafting Ruby Soho's song. So now you got nothing. You lose, sir.
So just because looks like I have a theme that is going on, and I'm not going to waste that pick right now. I'm going to take Lana since Manny took a female. I'm taking Lana right now.
You're ruining a happy home. So everybody know you don't work for AEW. You took that man's God.
Your turn, Marcus.
Well, I believe that Manny took me for a curveball and took who I wanted, but I'm gonna make my site is about to become. No, I'm not going that route. I saved that one. But I'm gonna take Mia Yim as my next pick.
He ain't gonna pay you, man. I'm just gonna let you know. But you are going back-to-back picks right here, so I mean I can understand taking that pick, but I don't think anybody was jumping to try to get her. Marcus, who you taking next?
It's a solid woman pick. I was gonna go Ruby Riott next, but Manny and you guys took her.
Who you taking, Marcus?
Hold on, man. I'm going through this list. Jesus,
you want Ember Moon. You know you want Ember Moon.
No, I'm going with somebody that I believe will have some form of tag team gold next year in AEW. Back when when the Red Dragon reunites, I'm taking a sleeper pick here. This is one of those. This is a deep cut here. I'm taking Bobby Fish. I'm taking Bobby Fish. I'm taking Bobby Fish. It's fried and Bobby could fried fish. I'm taking Bobby Fish.
Marcus, Manny, I'm gonna ask you a question because as J.K. Swiss says, Mel Kiper is judging that me and your pick, but I'm judging Bobby Fish at this pick, right? Manny, do you feel that he could have got Bobby Fish in the 10th round? Because I felt he could.
No, I was looking at Bobby Fish.
Well, I'm gonna take somebody that I probably could have gotten in the 10th round because I'm sticking with my theme of size. And on top of that, I enjoyed the feud that they had in WWE. I'm taking the dangerous, ever so dangerous Nia Jax with my pick right here.
That is a dangerous pick. That is a dangerous pick. And I'm going to tell you, I thought about that dangerous ass pick. And when I said, I'm not going to take this pick.
But she's not like most girls.
No, she's not. No. I'm hoping with this pick that in round 8, I can get who I really want, but Manny might screw this up right here because I know who Manny is. Manny, who are you taking?
Number 7, I'm taking Mickie James.
Okay.
Oh, you going old?
I'm going champion. and then I would like you to look at this because I'm picking this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Tony
5,
Nese.
6,
oh, damn! He got the maps.
And I picked him number 8 too.
Well orchestrated plan right there by Manny.
You know, this is where it gets really because I got Ashanti Adonis on the board.
If he's on your board, you might as well throw away your board.
Well, I can complete hit row. I have the chance to complete hit row. That would be only Eric. If Eric is playing Monopoly, he will stop me from getting the entire hit row.
Man, this is where it gets really this is where it gets very complicated right here. This is I realize that things are you know, this is a bad pick, but I'm gonna take it just because it was mentioned in the chat room. I'm taking Leon Ruff and his Rough Bunch with my pick right here. I don't think he's gonna ever get another job, but I like him. He was part. You know, I'm taking Leon Ruff here. Marcus, your turn.
Well, you know, my next pick was not difficult for me to choose. After I picked Bobby Fish, I immediately said, "This is my next pick, and no one's gonna stop me." This man he had a fad going for like a week until it was killed, and then he joined the Fashion Police. And I'm breaking him up, Manny. I'm taking Fandango.
I don't need
Waiting
Fandango.
around.
I don't need Fandango.
Marcus, you might know this. I was gonna take Johnny Curtis right then and there, but I took Leon Ruff instead. But I don't have the advantage of having back-to-back picks. Marcus, who are you taking next?
Okay, so my next pick, because I always forget I have back-to-back picks, I am going with Let me scroll.
While
through
Marcus
the
thinks Wesley, Manny and Marcus would not let me take Samoa Joe. They said he could not be eligible because he is employed with WWE again. I disagreed, but I got outvoted.
There's an undo button. You can't do that. You know what? I'm taking the king of the ropes. I'm taking Grand Metalik. Fuck it.
Wow. Why are you so angry about that?
Fuck it. I'm taking Grand Metalik.
Manny?
No. So much anger came out of that.
Pick.
Oh, this is my pick, huh? Damn, I wanted to be better. So, continuing with me not winning this at all, I'm going to take with my next pick in the 9th round, a guy only I supported, who he got booted from the Diamond Mine, and the Diamond Mine became instantly better. I'm taking Tyler Rust in this situation. Tyler Rust is my Swerve Scott pick right here. Manny?
Keep him.
Okay.
Because right now, it ain't nothing but trash available right now.
Nah, you messed up my board. That's what you did. Okay.
You can take Kurt Stallion.
Number 9, Drake Maverick.
That's a solid pick.
That is a solid pick.
And then my final pick of the 2021 draft. I may do it. I may regret it.
He's taking Ember Moon. The police, the sirens are going. Everybody knows what happened.
That's the sound of the police.
I'm taking Lindsay Dorado.
Oh, controversial pick. I can't believe y'all didn't take him. Y'all sons of bitches.
No, because I know who I'm taking. I know who I'm taking as my joke pick.
I still got to pick Marcus.
Okay.
As the police, I'm looking.
I had my final pick and I forgot him. Oh, okay, I got it. I got my pick.
I could take the person who couldn't even get OnlyFans because she want to do some weird shit. But you know what? Because I don't think I got any black people in my picks right now, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Ember Moon and just sit her at home. That's what I'm going to do. I'm drafting Ember Moon right here. I'm going to pay her to stay at home. Marcus, with the last pick in round 10, who you taking?
Well, we here at the Black Delegation. This is my final pick, huh?
It's your final pick.
God damn.
What?
I was going to try to complete hit row, but I don't really want to take a shot in the Adonis.
Jake Atlas and Trey Baxter is available. Wesley Blake is available. You can bring back him and your boy Buddy Murphy.
Vanessa Bourne
is on the thing. Catalina Gonzalez.
Garcia. That was my junk pick. That's the 11th, the secret 11th round. But my final pick, and I'm going with this guy, and I trust this guy. I believe he's really good and was underutilized in NXT, maybe because he got hurt a few times. But I'm going Arturo Ruas as my final pick.
Oh, Mr. The champion of Raw Underground.
Okay, and now you got the supplemental pick.
The round 11 pick that you guys had to have.
My round 11 pick. You know who I'm taking. I can complete hit row right here and take a shot to the Adonis or B-Fab.
You better not take who I think you're taking.
But I am taking Miss Catalina Garcia as my number secret pick. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Eric, what's your women's division looking like?
My women's division, I got Ember Moon, I got Nia Jackson, I got Lana.
Ooh.
So third out of Raw.
Scarlett. I got Scarlett too. So I got 4. But with my pick, because this is a joke pick, but it might work out to be my MVP pick. I'm taking I'm taking Allegations himself. I'm taking Velveteen Dream with this pick. It's gonna be a lot of red tape I gotta cut through to maybe get him on my show. However, if we can get everything cleared up, he can be a star. If we can't, no harm, no foul.
Well, so my pick. I don't think anyone drafted her anyway. But I'm not drafting her for her. I'm drafting someone that was a fatality of this draft and didn't make this list at all. I'm taking Frankie Monet, but I don't want her. I want Prince Presley.
You took the dog. You took the dog. You took my dog. You took my dog. I'm gonna trade Catalina Garcia for the dog.
No. Block it.
So, on Manny's draft pick for his 5, I have Prince Presley via Frankie Monet.
The disrespect is real.
Oh, J.K. Swift, I went all John Gruden because you know what? You got to be like a Raider, man. You got to be like a Raider.
So you went.
You got 6.
you got to take a pick that you never know that might not be that good. It just you got to do what you got to do.
There was part of me that wanted to take Shane Thorne just because I feel like the guy has talent somewhere. He has it.
I'm surprised you didn't take Lars Sullivan, Marcus. I mean, I know you was big on Lars Sullivan at one point.
No, I have never liked Lars Sullivan.
But with that being, so that concludes the release party draft. we wasted a lot of time.
None of you drafted an animal.
Well, Manny, I want to give you credit for the strategic nature of your draft. Because you took a lot of tandems. True 2.0 might be AEW champions by the end of this year. They just might be. However, of all the picks that you have, Manny, I think, has the most employed picks of everybody. And he actually has somebody wearing gold.
I've got 2 people wearing gold. And Mickey James there, Impact champion.
I forgot.
Yep. He basically bought Impact. Manny's running Impact.
Levi, I had intentions to draft Keith Lee, but a certain individual decided to draft him with their number 4 pick. The number 4 pick was Manny, who took Keith Lee from everybody else. Ain't right.
Because Keith Lee, here comes the hot stepper, murderer.
But we all knew Marcus was taking Bray Wyatt, but he got him in round 2, which is pretty impressive.
I got Bray Wyatt, Aleister Black, and Buddy Murphy. I feel like I'm okay.
Now, I'm about to surprise a lot of people when I say what I'm about to say because I'm about to jump into that all elite wrestling world right now. I'm going to say, ironically, I was shocked. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought Dynamite was an excellent show this week. I really enjoyed everything that happened on Dynamite. Not everything.
Graphic? You see the Rampage graphic on the side?
I do see the Rampage. We're going to get to Rampage, but I feel like there's more to talk about that you guys haven't heard me talk about in Dynamite than it is at Rampage. Because Rampage, I got Billy Gunn versus Sting, something I never knew I wanted, and I still don't want it after finding out that I found out that I never wanted it. But I did enjoy Omega taking time off and putting that dissension in between them, the Young Bucks, and Adam Cole. What do we think is going to happen with Adam Cole? Manny, I know you were very hard on Adam Cole for going to AEW and just being another guy. Do you think when Omega taking time off that he will break out and be his own individual at this point?
He is just a guy. Look at him in this image. He is just a guy. If he was Adam Cole of WWE, he would not be doing things like this.
If this wasn't pro wrestling, I would question what's going on there. A man in a dinosaur mask sniffing another dude's ass as the other guy grabs his neck.
But Manny, they did bring in Bobby Fish to taking the pin for Adam Cole now. I mean, he's tapping out, he's taking pins, he's doing everything for now. So,
I think this is the point where Adam Cole steps up and he kind of not just dusts off the he's just a guy kind of thing, or Kenny heals himself. But this is the point where Adam Cole will probably overstep his bounds, and then it'll be Adam and Kenny for the fight for the love of the Bucks.
I mean, I see. Well, that seems like an ideal thing.
I believe that this is Ascension, and we're on the start. This is the beginning, the very infancy stages of the Elite versus the Undisputed Era. We're on our way to get Undisputed Era versus the Elite, and I feel like that would be a reasonable feud. And Kyle needs to hurry up and stop fucking around with Von Wagner and shit, and just leave him. Why couldn't they release Kyle O'Reilly early?
Because Marcus, they're not gonna let the Undisputed Era get reunited on their watch, Marcus. They're just not gonna do that.
It don't matter to them. The WWE's new philosophy is the WWE is what sells, not the wrestlers. That's what we're doing right now, in which it don't matter who we give up. They've let them take Punk, Bryan, Black, Andrade, all these names. And AEW still can't crack 1 million. They still ain't growing their total viewership. They are where they are. They are in this stuck spot where they are with their 900 or 1 million views. And the WWE has no reason to panic, because that's where they can feel like AEW is going to be at. And soon they feel like WWE is on their way to that's where they're going to be at. It's only going to be this core-based wrestling fan as we exclude the casual fan. So carry this up, give AEW Kyle O'Reilly already, and we be done with this.
Marcus, I think you did not speak a lie. I think that AEW does appeal hard to the hardcore wrestling fan. And I think with that being said, that hardcore wrestling fan is the same fan that watches WWE and talks about how much they hate WWE. I thought another MVP for AEW this week was Bryan Danielson. I thought he became the #1 heel in AEW, which is a couple of words in one match. And yes, I felt that he took the title from MJF. However, I also thought that MJF stepped up this week and actually got into a relevant feud, possibly with somebody that can give him some more credibility within their company. Marcus, what did you feel about Bryan Danielson and MJF this week on Dynamite?
Well, first, Bryan Danielson coming out there as soon as his name hits. Very WWE-ish. The dude still works for WWE because he still has programming in him. As soon as you say their name in a promo, he has to walk out. He walked out there. He said his pieces. He's still talking about WrestleMania and competing the night before. I really enjoyed his promo, and that it was a very subtle turn that became very drastic as the night went on. It was just I wrestled at WrestleMania in the main event, entered Booze, and won the title, and then competed the next night and defended my title. What are you doing in this so-called jacket you wearing tonight? And he got booed for that, and then they started booing for hard work, and then he did what needed to be done. What needed to be done. I will destroy Jack and Time, personally. I will physically be the one to destroy Jack and Time. But, and then he came out there and did what I've wanted to do for a long time. Just stump the face of Evil Uno. just put the boots to Evil Uno.
Marcus,
and then choke him out.
Right, you were the biggest supporter of Evil Uno at one point.
I was the original Dark Order supporter. And I said I'd give them time. We have given him time, and there's nothing coming from this, guys.
Now, Marcus,
nothing has come from this.
I'll give you a little time.
R.I.P. Brody Lee.
And I'm going to ask Manny this question, because you brought up the Dark Order and stuff. Manny, I had a hard time accepting Adam Page as a serious champion just because he's surrounded behind the Dark Order. Do you take Adam Page as a true champion in AEW? Can he be the guy that carries them to that next level, or is he just, as they call, a transitional champ in AEW?
I don't think he's in transitional, but I think because he's not really a household name yet, he can't be that guy that leads them into the future. The guy they need to put the title on is probably the likes of Bryan Danielson, because he's a bigger name and will draw more interest, especially with his affiliation with WWE. Or you go to CM Punk route, but I don't think they're going to CM Punk route.
You know, Manny, I understand what you're saying, but to me, that's two ex-WWE guys. I really think putting the title on MJF might do it, because I think his mouth can actually generate some buzz, because he talks a lot. Marcus, what about you? Do you like Adam Page as a champion? Do you think he's transitional, or what do you think?
I mean, the man has had the title for less than a week, maybe a week today, and we're already talking about stripping this man of the title after his first promo. The man went out there, delivered a solid promo, celebrated with the Dark Order. I think he needs to leave that line alone. And he did a good job this week. And I'm not ready to take the belt off of him. And I hope he beats Bryan Danielson. And we move on. And then we build to Double or Nothing, maybe the first ever all-elite main event, in which you have only the AEW guy in the main event, in which you will have MJF versus I know we're not going this route, versus Hangman Page.
Levi in the chat room has put a lot of stuff. He says AEW is the same level, but WWE is losing viewers. I think Steph Curry is hurting wrestling. And then he says MJF is the best wrestler in the world, regardless of promotion. No one, not even Roman, is on his level. In hindsight, I think Kenny Omega run on top was very successful. People don't realize he outdrew WWE in New York City. I don't. For me, I don't know if I'm impressed with his run as a champion, for the simple reason I think that it's so much hatred toward WWE. Like it is what it's a very complex. If I had to rank AEW champions, I would probably say that as of right now, Chris Jericho is at the top. And then when it comes to number 2, it's either Moxley or Omega. And I just don't, I haven't been that sold on their AEW champion more as I have been their TNT champion. I think their TNT champions have been a stronger presentation than their own AEW champion, in my opinion.
The problem with Kenny's run is that Kenny was Kenny, and he was goofy and just it wasn't really a good character or any story you could really sink your teeth in. As he's transitioned to this heel character, it seems like he was outshined by everybody else in this company as heels. Whether you were Miro or the Bucks or even Black going out there just kicking people in the face, everybody has been more interesting than Kenny as a heel. Kenny's been the worst heel in the company.
Because they didn't build him as their lead guy. Like when you watch SmackDown, you know Roman's gonna probably start the show, or he's gonna end the show, and he's gonna be out there throughout the show. The way they booked Kenny was he's in the middle somewhere, and that's it. You might not see him for the rest of the night.
You know, I think Kenny was also hurt by the Forbidden Door. I think that once they let Gallows and Anderson come in, like it was so much spotlight on Gallows and Anderson, and then also Don, whatever his name, Don Callis. And all that, and it's like you lost who the champion was. Like when you look at the bloodline, you know the pecking order. It's Roman, Paul, and then the Usos. As simple as that. You know, he's the wise man. But the one thing I want to compliment AEW on.
Can I jump in real quick?
Go ahead.
Back in your list. And, this may be probably a controversial take, but as Chris Jericho was the greatest AEW champion of all time currently, my number 2. In just a week, I feel like Hangman Page is a better champion than both Mox and Omega. Mox didn't really give anything. He talked a good game, but it wasn't really like, oh man, I can't wait to see Mox defend his title in a barbed wire death match. And that wasn't even him as champion. It wasn't really, to me, it wasn't a good run.
But that was exactly the same as his WWE run. It wasn't good when he was a WWE champion.
He was a WWE champion? Shit,
yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, and it was almost the exact same run as his AEW run, only like his AEW run does have a bit of the pandemic in it.
He's a better chaser than a catcher.
But I will point out that I think the one thing that Dynamite did, something they had never done in days past, is that they had one of the most diverse episodes of Dynamite in a long time. There were so many people of color. In the main event between Jay Lethal, despite his allegations, and Sammy Guevara, despite his allegations, it was actually...
What allegations he currently have?
Well, he still wanted to rape Sasha. So, he never know what else he has.
That was young Sammy.
So the thing about, I thought it was a solid main event, and I thought it really once again propelled the TNT championship. Manny, you're shaking your head. I don't know your view about this match. Did you not like the match between them?
I didn't like the match because the moment he feigned being hurt and then Dr. Sampson got involved and everything, it took me out of it because it slowed it down and it took away whatever pace it had, and they had to work very hard to get back to the end of this match. I didn't enjoy it till after that bit, and then the table spot. What was the point of that?
I don't know.
It's AEW. It has to be one table used a week. They pay for these damn tables, and I'm going to use them. God damn it! It's like my disposable mask. I got to use them.
So, I have a question for you, Doc Sampson. Is that the doctor that used to be in WWE?
Yes.
Is that the one that Punk sued?
I don't think so.
Maybe. No, I don't think so.
Because I don't know. I was like, I'm interested.
You're confusing him with Colt Cabana.
Well, because they all
that's the Punk suit.
So now we're gonna go to Rampage. Rampage started off with a match that was very interesting. You had Darby Allin going against Billy Gunn with his sons in his corner. My biggest gripe about this match is the fact that I still don't know why the Gun Club turned on the Big Show, and I felt like they finally got camera time. They could have answered the question. Manny, go ahead.
With hand raised.
You know when they were jumping Sting and Darby at the end, I thought the Big Show was coming out.
Yeah,
I was like,
me too.
There was a silent bit where we're just like, oh, is someone else going to come out? And I no, nothing.
We're going to continue. Continue to beat him. Billy Gunn, for what he was, playing the monster, playing basically the role of the Big Show in this match. I was entertained by this match of him just tossing Darby around and looking invincible. Billy Gunn looked invincible. I was like, you couldn't, if you would have shot Billy Gunn, he would have just kept walking towards you. He was invincible in this match, and Darby shouldn't have won with any of the coffin drops. I feel like the first one he kicked out on one, maybe one, and then the second one he couldn't get up. I was really upset that it didn't take three or more at Marcus, this point.
This was a 2018 Battle Royal Billy Gunn when AEW first started, where he was that beast in that Battle Royal. He's still bodybuilding. He's still using steroids. Going back to Mox's title run, Levi said WWE. Oh nope, that's wrong. Moxley run was solid, but the guys he faced weren't as established as whereas Kenny. I would agree. I think Mox was a victim of not really having any good opponent to fight, but at the same time, he's still Jon Moxley. It's a very if you see one Jon Moxley match, you kind of seen them all in so many different ways.
Well, I feel about Mox, his problem was that he didn't have the roster that Kenny had. Like the roster improved. Like, they've had all these WWE releases and all these other people coming over from the Forbidden Door and whatnot, and they've had an upgraded roster. But Kenny didn't utilize any of this. He decided to fight Christian, who just came out of retirement, and then I can't even remember his other opponents, to be honest. Did he fight Eddie Kingston? I feel like it was that was Mox. That was Mox. I can't even remember.
I can actually say Omega didn't fight that many people because, as many people said, he was wrestling hurt. So his schedule was very light. He kind of walked out with the title, but he didn't have.
I know Joey Janela got that title shot though.
Yeah,
because I don't think he ever fought Andrade either, and that was like in AAA. So Manny, I'm going to ask you this question though: the entanglement that Billy Gunn and Sting got in, could that be your main event for Rampage next week? Would you be excited to see that match?
Please no. And then Sting needs to mind his own goddamn business. Billy Gunn was doing nothing. Billy Gunn was doing nothing out of the ordinary that wouldn't be considered illegal in any match. And then Sting just keeps overstepping his bounds. Like, do it to my boy. You better not do anything to my boy.
I'm winning. He was dominating too much, man. Hey, man. You don't
like
be carrying my boy like that by his trousers and throwing him across the arena.
It's like on Full Gear when we had that moment that we did not need, where like everybody was coming down from Pinnacle, and then Sting came down and tossed up Shawn Spears and Wardlow. It's like we didn't need to have this spot. Darby Allin and MJF was doing a perfectly fine job in their match, and the next thing you know, here that comes. Now, Marcus, I'm not going to ask you to Sting Billy Gunn question. I'm going to ask you a more
I want it.
hardcore question, Marcus.
That's why, because I want it. You know I want it.
I know you do, Marcus, but something they gave us.
I've been wanting since WrestleMania 31 when they had a stare out there. When the match you missed in Triple H and Sting. We need to finish with this right here. They've been setting it up since WrestleMania 31.
Tony Schiavone interviewed somebody, and that somebody decided that he was going to challenge CM Punk to a match in Chicago. Marcus, are you excited for CM Punk versus QT Marshall in Chicago?
No, I feel like AEW is beyond the QT Marshall bit, and they were beyond it when QT Marshall was getting a push. This is beneath CM Punk, but it'd be a solid win. You know, you get MJF out there, and he can talk shit maybe on commentary as CM Punk's wrestling. Because
Manny, would you have MJF cost CM Punk the match against QT Marshall
and
give QT Marshall a win?
I mean, I would do it because it would be hilarious. And then
that would hurt.
It would hurt, but I don't think we would ever be able to take CM Punk serious ever again.
No, but I think the thing about it, though, I feel like that's something that MJF would do because I felt what Punk did to MJF actually made him more of a bad guy than anything. He walked out there and disrespected that man. That man extended his hand to shake his hand.
What? You know that dirty-ass hand ain't no good.
I don't care,
I ain't shaking his hand. That dirty-ass hand was no good.
Marcus, he extended the olive branch. The olive branch was extended. And
if he would have shook that hand, he would have ended up like Shotzi on SmackDown. On his back. You don't shake that man's hand. CM Punk did the right thing by completely disrespecting MJF because he's a scumbag. MJF is a no scumbag.
Shotzi is the first person that figured out you cannot trust Sasha bitch. And she said it numerous times. But however, she was trying to be a good team player. But before we get to that
Survivor Series comes first. Survivor Series comes first.
Before we get to that match, you know, my favorite sign from Dynamite was like, can you have more than one women's match on the show? And I was like, I know what you're asking for, but do you really want more than one women's match? Because we got Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet. I'm happy to report that everybody made it out of this match safely. You know, I was worried. I mean, they tried to build it up. They even gave it like a package like how Charlotte and Becky had. But I just didn't feel like Jade Cargill and Red Velvet really deserved to have a package. And I didn't think this feud was really worth anything because I think everyone knew Jade Cargill was winning. Overall, the match could have been worse. It wasn't the best, but it could have been worse. And Jade Cargill is moving on. I would have to say, though, I am happy that hopefully I never have to see Nyla Rose versus Sheeta again because I saw that on Dynamite. I need them to stop touching each other. Marcus, what was your overall impression of Jade Cargill defeating Red Velvet?
Put Serena D back in the tournament. That's all I got to say about that.
Marcus, the way you were looking, you just reminded me of Kendrick Perkins. But I'm going to turn to Betty. Do you have anything to add with Jade Cargill and Red Velvet?
Yeah, it happened. Do I need to see it ever again? No.
All right, so the main event was Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy, who is no longer Jungle Man, although I thought he went into manhood, but whatever. Going against Adam Cole and Bobby Fish. The only thing I took away from this match was that Bobby Fish is back doing what he does well, taking pins for the Undisputed Era and Adam Cole. That is what he does. He taps out. He takes pins. I mean, it wasn't a bad main event. Probably was the best match of the night. But once again, Rampage is just giving me an hour of whatever it was.
It's not must-see TV.
No.
It's not. You know, even though Mark Henry may sell it and be like, it's time for the main event.
I'm more excited. I'm more excited about that than I am what's on the card, personally.
And even the crowd is chanting that. And, you know, they're chanting along with it. But, you know, it was just there. Again, this was a show that's like Sunday Night Heat. And Dynamite is still their focal point show. And as you said earlier, it'd be nice if Dynamite could get more than one women's match, Eric. I'm just saying. Just one. And it'd be a Serena Deep match. Just a palate cleanser.
So one of the things that I took away when I was watching NXT this week, and I'm going to ask Manny first. Manny, do you say no to Elektra Lopez? Because, you know, Zaya found out you can't say no to Elektra.
I mean, she seems like she'll rip your dick off and throw it in the tall grass and you'll never see it again. Yeah. But
she'll take an AR-15 to your dick. And it's like, why? You didn't need that much. You didn't need that much ammo.
I feel like she would just put a curse on you, like, you know, some like evil,
curse.
like a curse, like, oh, you know what, like some voodoo shit. I was happy that Santos was back. I don't know where he was at, so I can only
now
assume.
He seems like a goon. He's not the leader of that group anymore. He sounds like
he felt like the leader. It felt like Daddy was home.
Yeah, Super Boss was back, man. Super Boss was back.
She is still his goo, but she had that long gaze into Zion's
because
he was dead.
No, let me tell you, what that was, Marcus. Although you said no to me, if you ask, we can still fuck. We can still do this. That's what it was. You know,
it didn't have to be like this, man.
It didn't have to be like this.
I
had offered to you on a platter, man. It was here. It was all moist and stuff for you.
I like to think that Santos was in the back, like not really wanting this dude in the group, but Alexis Dos Santos just constantly trying to say he will fit this group. I'm telling you, all right, you can try. I'm not gonna be here for this. Go ahead and try. But if this shit blow up in your face, I'm gonna tell you I told you so. But I'm gonna have to kick his ass too. I can't believe he did that shit. That was some disrespectful shit.
Also, I noticed on NXT, Trick tried to do the right thing. He was trying to tell Melo, "You stupid, don't make this match." But Melo still made that triple threat match. Word on the street is that officials were high on Melo and Trick. And unfortunately, they may get that eventual contract to be called up to the main roster to be released. Manny,
that hit row deal. That hit row deal.
Yeah, like,
let me get that hit row contract. All right.
This triple threat match seems like a belt dumping to me. What do you feel about this triple threat match?
I think it's there to make Melo look strong. He's going to beat competitive competition, and there's news out there that WWE allegedly are doing their best to re-sign Johnny Gargano. However, his contract's up next month. I don't know why they haven't been doing this for weeks.
It's like 2 weeks from now. It's the same with Adam Cole. It's like, where are we at right now with this?
So, Marcus, if you were Gargano, would you stay, or would you go?
Well, I think personally, even though I know I'm not gonna amount to shit in WWE, I know who they are, but I feel like they have too many of me in AEW, and I don't want to go to Impact or Japan. I want to stay in the States. I want to take care of my kids. I'm gonna take the offer, the WWE offer. I'm having a kid on the way. Gonna be my first. I want to, be able to spend time with her. If I'm in NXT, I can always go home after. Or if I'm on the road, I have money. If I'm in AEW, I'm just going to be a guy, and I'm going to have to do some really serious matches and stuff. I can fold it in WWE. No one's going to know. In AEW, I may have to work. So if I'm Gargano, I would stay. I wouldn't.
So Manny,
there's too many of me over there.
Manny took a sip of the yak. Do you agree or disagree with Marcus? Would you stay or would you go?
At this moment in time, I would go. I mean, there's money to be made elsewhere. He's Johnny Gargano. He can command top dollar. But yeah, he can make money elsewhere. Because the landscape isn't very clear on what they want to do. They can promise him the world right now, but then like in 3 weeks or a month's time, they can cut him just like that because they realize, we gave him too much.
I mean, I think that's the thing. I kind of feel like if I'm Johnny, I stay with WWE, even with the whole thing of being cut. For the simple reason that if you get cut, you can just go sign in those other places. But I do feel like WWE really squandered an opportunity when they just called up Austin Theory. I thought they should have called up Johnny with him. I think the way as a team and having Theory as having a mouthpiece for Gargano would have been more beneficial to get Theory over to the crowd than the current selfie gimmick that he's doing. Like, I really felt like if you would have gave me a feud with the Guerrero, the Mysterios against the Way on the main roster, I thought that would have been a more interesting feud going into Survivor Series. But that's just me.
You want father-son versus father-son?
Damn right, Marcus. You damn right. So we have to go and talk about some very heartbreaking things that took place on SmackDown. I felt like they went too far. At this point, Roman has crossed the line. He was so upset that the Usos and Paul Heyman wanted to dub him the Tribal King and give him a throne and give him a robe, give him a scepter and a crown. He's like, I don't need this shit because I am who I am without no material things. At that point,
acknowledge me.
Austin, Woods came out. I almost called him by his real name.
I almost did that this week. When I see a man cry, I can't call him by his fake name.
Woods came out Woods came out and he says, and I quote, "He is there to do good for the universe, and that's what makes him a king. He doesn't need all those other things." He didn't challenge Roman to look him in the face as a real man, eye to eye, to see what he did. At that point, Roman took a page and he just became a very evil man. He was like, "So you're trying to tell me none of this stuff in this ring means anything to you?" So he instructed Jay to destroy that robe, and he stepped on the robe. You know, he took that in stride. He took that in stride.
I don't care about the robe.
As the most shocking thing for everybody was the scepter was made of wood. When it broke over Jay's knee, that was a lot. That took Xavier a little bit too far. The throne took it to the edge, but then the crown, that's where he had enough, Marcus. That's where he had the tear, Marcus. So I ask you this question, Marcus. Is it Roman Reigns' fault that he needed to call Xavier's Wood bluff because he was out there acting like he was bigger than that shit, and this is what he get? Or was Roman just an evil man?
Roman's a piece of shit. And, you know, I haven't seen anybody lower than this. He disrespected not only Xavier Woods and his championship, his King of the Ring dream, but he disrespected all of WWE by having a tournament and saying this tournament don't mean shit. And he's stepping on the robe, breaking the throne, and even throwing in the direction of McAfee and everything. Gary, break the crown in his face. I felt like he went too far. Woods is a lower mid-carder. Damn it. A lower mid-carder. You treat him with respect.
Manny, do you agree with Marcus on that assessment?
I mean, I got to look at it two ways.
Oh, wow. This is deep right here. Manny should go full screen because he's about to get really deep.
Woods was tested. We should have never tested this man. Woods knows what he's capable of. Yeah, his little. Oh, I almost beat Roman last week. He should have known better. He can get another crown. Made out of paper. It's cool. That wasn't even made out of gold.
Clearly it was made out of plastic, man.
No, he decided to poke that bear. He decided to poke the tribal king.
Yep.
It's Woods' fault. But then I can see on the other hand, I can see Marcus' point. I can see Marcus' point where maybe Roman shouldn't have done. Maybe Roman didn't need to do that.
You know,
but however, he makes a good point by doing it because it establishes him as the alpha male of SmackDown.
I think we go back to when Roman was dealing with Jimmy Uso. And you remember he had to break shit down to Jimmy Uso about there being levels to this shit. And I think the problem with Woods is he won that tournament and he thought that he jumped up, you know, more levels. As my mom would say, he started to spell the hairs on his dicks and thought he was someone bigger than what he really was. And I think he had to put him back into place. As JK Swish said in the chat room, stop trying to slap Thanos, Woods. I mean,
this would be Hawkeye walking up to Thanos like, what you gonna do, homie? Like, nah, you about to get dropped.
The sad part about it, ideally, outside of Woods, there's really nobody else stepping up to Roman right now. Like Roman doesn't really have an opponent. I mean, yeah, at the end you get the beat down with Big E and Woods getting the best of Roman, but still, he made you cry. He bullied you. I don't know if there's any type of comeuppance that you can really get against Roman in this situation. Now, I'm going to ask you, because in the mid-card mess, I heard somebody was a little upset that Roman didn't take the big ending. I didn't find anything wrong with that, because why give that away for free? What about you, Marcus? Do you think Roman escaping the big ending? I thought that was perfectly fine.
You got to tease that. You want to see Roman get his. And the only way you're going to see his is this Sunday at the Barclays Arena at Survivor Series. And you can see Big E Langston versus the Tribal G, Roman Reigns, champion versus champion. Two people who have had parallel careers their entire life, finally colliding once and for all.
So then we go
Why did I say tune in Sunday to watch me and Manny talk about it as it's happening in the watch alone.
So then we get the moment where Sheamus, with the inspiration for Ridge Holland, was able to defeat Ricochet, Cesaro, and Jinder for the final spot on the Survivor Series team. Afterwards, they were going to have some time in the pub if anybody had any problem with this. Manny, would you go drinking with Sheamus and Ridge?
I mean, it seems safe. I mean, if you get into a fight, you could just hide in the corner while these two take care of everything.
Oh yeah, but not only hide in the corner, you come out and you get your 2 hits on somebody.
I get what you're saying. However, though, I could see them handling the fight, but then they see that you were in that corner, and then they beat your ass for not helping out. It's a catch-22.
That's why you gotta run in and get your 2 punches in.
Nah, you buy him a drink afterwards. They're good.
So this isn't the bar, this is the pub, guys. I think that should be the new name of the group. And then Sheamus and Cesaro was the bar, this is the pub. And I felt like when Sheamus won, and with the help of Ridge Holland, I thought you know how Ridge is so in love with Sheamus and it's his hero. I thought Sheamus was gonna like, get the fuck away from me, loser. Like, just do something like that. We're like, oh, he just helped him to start that storyline. But no, this is gonna be a Deadly Alliance until Sheamus turns on Ridge.
I ain't gonna lie, I really wish that Marcus. I like the idea of the pub. I wouldn't mind if they brought in Cesaro so it could be the complete of the pub. I mean, because Cesaro ain't doing.
Yeah.
That's also true. So
we don't take kindly to those people that don't.
So my favorite moment of the night, and I don't know if anybody caught this, is like, you know, Mr. Jeff Hardy, who's been through a lot. He was he was interviewed by Kayla Braxton, and I love the fact that he spoke on King Wood's situation. And I'm like, but you could have went out and helped him when he was getting his ass beat. But he said that the tribal chief will get some tribal grief from Woods. And I was like, Jeff, you on that shit again, aren't you? Because Woods ain't doing nothing to it. Just ain't happening. It just ain't happening.
Let the man believe in something, Eric. Let the man believe in something. Just like I come in there with a small hope of a prayer that the Jets may win something. The worst team award, yes, maybe all the time.
you know, Manny, I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed that you gave Marcus the number 1 pick, because I was gonna say if you had the number 1 pick, Manny's about to blow this number 1 pick like the Jets always do. However, he knew that was coming. He knew that was coming.
I told you I won the draft. I drafted the dog.
With that, I thought, you know, as most people say, because we will talk about Survivor Series, the hype for Survivor Series has not been the best, and I think for many reasons. But I thought the package that they did for Becky and Charlotte might have been the thing that made that match the most want to be watched thing on the card. Marcus, did you like the Becky and Charlotte package?
Oh, absolutely, and I hope that this is the main event of Survivor Series. Like, this is the match with the most build, the biggest story. This looks like it's about to be a clash of, and not only a wrestling match that's gonna occur, but we may break out into pure Charlotte's third shoot fight in the middle of her ring within this year. And I'm really looking forward to it. That match, that can't wait.
Now, Manny, I'm going to throw something else in there, because Toni Storm, one of your all-time favorites, threw herself into the mix. And I felt like this was how you elevate a star. I love the fact that she was like, yeah, I'll after she loses to Becky, like talking mad shit about Charlotte. And Charlotte walks in and is like, you know what, I'll fight you, but not for this title that I'm going to keep or whatever. Did you like Tony's involvement?
I liked it because it was like Toni got TV time, and you got to put some respect on Toni because she was that NXT UK champion, even though no one respects NXT UK. No one.
The best show out there that no one watches. No one. Get everything you want. They got everything you want. No one's there has been fired. I'm going to tell you that for right now. Of all the WWE brands, no one on NXT UK has been fired.
Unless you had allegations.
Or Alexander Wolf. Oh, and the allegations, yeah, a lot of those guys are gone.
So then we got this tag match, Aaliyah and Naomi teaming up to face Shayna and Natty. Shayna and Natty won, and it was because of fast count. And I think my favorite part is Leon Ruff's fiance coming up to Sonya. Was like, did I do well? Yeah. And then Sonya's like, I don't like corrupt referees. And I was like, yes, that's how it always.
Who are you? You one of them NXT refs. When she called him one of them NXT refs, I went, whoa, buddy. You need to calm down now.
My whole thing is,
it's almost a racial slur.
If I corresponded with you through email, what makes you think that I could talk to you in person on national cameras? Like, we all knew that Sonya had something to do with that fast count.
What type of corruption you dealing with? You're sending emails. You never do that.
Yeah. Well, now you got a trace. Unless, who are you, John Gruden?
You never send a trail.
Hillary Clinton? You don't need a trail.
Never leave
but
a trail.
She wanted her money. You can see I wanted her motherfucking money. Like, I ain't got time for this. You gonna pay me my motherfucking money, so yeah.
Yeah, because Leon Ruff ain't making no money.
Yeah, she about to, so you gonna catch an ass whooping from like 8 different people. It's gonna like she fucking with the wrong people.
One day you're just gonna have Sonya beat down for no good reason. It's like, what happened?
Like, who got it? The referee, Naomi, Aaliyah, all these fucking people are
Marcus,
coming after.
I hate to say this, and I didn't really want to do it. What do they all have in common, Marcus?
Oh, they all people of color. Yes.
They're all black, Marcus. Let's put it this way: they all black.
Aaliyah is she's not black.
Yeah, but she ain't really. Only thing she did was because
I
Aaliyah
mean,
should
she's
never.
Indian.
Let me put it this way: Aaliyah never should have had that spot on the Survivor Series team in the first place.
Yeah, but she don't just be giving people spot away, man.
They gave it to Toni Storm. I think that was an upgrade.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit, Frank. That's bullshit.
It's an upgrade, but then how do you explain the Mysterios?
That's just because Adam Pearce didn't like his team. He made a mistake.
Well, they both have the control over the same team, and I don't understand this. God, it doesn't make any sense.
We'll get to that in when we start talking about Survivor Series. I think I'm about to just talk about the 2 more things that happened on SmackDown that's worth talking about. As Marcus like to call it, the fire release package of Xia Li, where she had the comic book explaining how she is a protector of her family and the vultures will never get to her family again. Manny, you have your hand up, so I'll let you go first. What do you have to say?
You know the opening of this? I was waiting for the Fire Nation attack. It was very Avatar.
Yeah.
I was watching
Yes.
and the Fire Nation attack. I was waiting for them to say it because I knew the way they would land on that. I was like, earth, fire, wind, earth. Long ago.
But yeah, I feel like in every story I tell, if you put in the beginning of like everything was going well, as soon as you say that and then the Fire Nation attack fits into any story ever. The Fire Nation will never be able to recover from that. I don't care what you think of Slytherin as a house, Eric. The Fire Nation is seen as the most violent fucking race and community there is.
You know what?
Everything is pieces to the Fire Nation attack.
So you know how I said that Roman took the biggest hill of the week away from Bryan Danielson? I disagree. The biggest hill of the week had to be the landlord who kicked them out and threw their shit out on the street right after her father died, and he got the 2 pieces of the biscuit from Xia Li. I want to ask
sounds like the plot of Ghostbusters.
I want to know, is her story true, or is really? That's the story of Ghostbusters?
The plot of Ghostbusters.
So whose story is more believable? Mei Yin's story of being 1,000-year-old person, or Xia Li whooping that landlord's ass as a young kid?
Well, clearly Xia Li is lying. Clearly, because I didn't get any of this in the when she was in Tian Shaw, and Mei Ling did not tell me about her being some protector. Xia Li is a liar, and I can't wait for her to be fired for her treacherous lies. You treacherous bitch.
So my favorite match of the week, to me, was Sasha versus Shotzi, because I felt it was a preview of what Becky and Charlotte could be. Because if they don't have real beef with each other, it really seems like they don't like each other. It was hair pulling. It was cheating. Shotzi was in her best form. Sasha was in her best form. Sasha won, of course, when she choked her out with a bank statement with the foot. And then afterwards, she shook hands, and then she became Sasha. She turned her, she's a treacherous shape. Manny, you've always, talked about Sasha turning her back and being a snake, but this is the first time she done it on some of your people. How do you feel about when she did this?
Wow. So how are you putting it? Wow. You causing a divide here during Survivor Series weekend. Wow.
Just let you know, Manny, if this is a race war breaking out between Shotzi and Sasha, you know what side I'm on. Team Sasha all the way. It's a race war on the Sharpshooters.
I knew it was happening at the moment, but I thought it would go the other way because Sasha was obviously being a face at that point. I thought Shotzi was going to slap her, but no, we got the backstabber.
That's the interesting thing, because technically I thought Shotzi was the heel in this match, but then it seems like Sasha's also the heel. Are they just both evil?
No, Sasha's a face in this.
Well, Sasha was talking about, well, people hate me my whole life, and I have a die for everybody said I was a bitch. I would be a rich woman. I am a rich woman.
When she laughed.
Once she did that laugh, I was like, somebody take him out.
No, when she did the laugh, I said, Manny's like, I can't stand this bitch. I really can't, because I know he hates that laugh.
I've grown on the laugh's grown on me because I'm enjoying the evil laugh recently. It's the Seth evil laugh, the Sasha evil laugh.
So, is the $1 Million Man the best evil laugh of all time? I feel like that's after you lose a fight. The $1 Million Man got to be the best evil laugh of all time.
I don't know, man. Cameron Grimes, after he took Duke Hudson money again,
God damn.
Manny, I already had a conversation about Marcus, how he appreciated that segment. What was your overall impression?
I didn't like it, but Marcus' breakdown was longer than the actual segment. Go watch the Tuesday video and watch Marcus' breakdown of this.
No, he broke it down to me, and you would be so shocked to know that I've been grieving with Marcus. I thought WWE paid so much respect to the poker community with that segment that it was amazing. From the announcers whispering, even when they don't have to whisper because they do the voiceovers way after the tournament, from the camera and the table to the dealer going really slow to me. I was literally watching the segment, Betty, and I was like, so how are they going to screw over Duke Hudson in this? And I didn't see the bluff coming. I thought he was going to win with a straight. That's what I thought was going to happen. But that didn't happen.
It's great television. It was
great.
Right, great television.
Great. So now, Manny, my question for you, though, is would you rather have the poker segment again, or would you rather watch Nakamura versus Angel Garza, who's no longer Angel Garza anymore, in the match where Angel Garza and his brother Humberto photoshopped themselves on the cover of People because they wanted to be the most sexiest man and not Paul Rudd?
I don't care about Angel Garza anymore because now that he's not doing the spot where he rips off his trousers during the match, because he rips them off at the start of the match. No, he's not important anymore.
I feel Manny, this was the first week he did it before the match. I think he made a mistake. Because the week prior he ripped him off during the match.
Yeah, well, I don't care. I don't care for the man that did it. So I no longer respect him anymore. So I will watch that poker segment begrudgingly again.
but I'm also picking the poker segment again. But
just so I can see Cameron Grimes go through that table perfectly.
Oh, believe it or not, that was the best thing about that powerbomb that he did on Cameron Grimes. Let me put it this way: Cameron Grimes take one of the best ass whooping in the game right now. It's like that's itchy. As Marcus said, when he get his ass kicked, it's always worth it. Like when Dexter whooped his ass, it was like, you know what? That was satisfying. When Duke got the best of him, it's satisfying. Even when LA Knight was getting the best of him, it was satisfying. It's nice to see Cameron get his ass beat.
I think at War Games, Cameron Grimes is going to get Pretty Womaned. And he's going to get all the girls.
My favorite thing was that when Angel lost his last name, when Big E sent out the tweet saying that, Angel, speak to Cesaro. We have a meeting every Thursday talking about the loss of our last name.
But my favorite thing about the Angel Garza name change is that when he came out to the ring, Michael Cole even wanted to call him Angel Garza. He's like, Angel, long pause. Like, you can hear him go, goddamn Garza. It's off the camera somewhere. Like, I don't understand why he lost his last name.
You know what? I wasn't going to talk about it, but I guess I have to talk about it because, Drew McIntyre left his sword with Pat McAfee, and I think that was the best thing about that Jeff Hardy Madcap match. Watching Pat McAfee hold the sword up and so like he's protecting Angela, but that match was not necessary at all. And it's going into Survivor Series, and I think the biggest issue that's going in with Survivor Series, and this is the question I have for you guys, how do you guys feel about authority figures in professional wrestling? I personally feel they need to be there because I think you need to have a reason. AEW has Tony Khan, a person that makes all the matches. I think the way that WWE is doing it, where both Adam and Sonya works both shows, makes absolutely no sense, and it makes less sense with this current Survivor Series. So, Marcus, what about you? Authority figures.
Oh, Survivor Series make no sense this year. We're going for brand supremacy when we're equal. We're kind of equal. It's no one's running the other brand. It's not like the time when, Stephanie had one and I think Vince had the other or whatever it was working out. But it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And It has made Survivor Series really stupid. Just really stupid.
Well,
Just
Marcus,
go back to the way it was. Teams that hate each other that just got together this time of year. Okay? You give me Madcap and Baron and the Usos against New Day and somebody else, and you just have a blood feud for whatever reason you're having this match.
El Luchador, it might happen. Whoever loses might get released. That might be the release team of WWE, and they will not be eligible for our draft pick. Manny, I think that one of the things, yes, they don't have an authority figure, and I want you to answer that question, but I'm also going to give you something else. Don't you think having the draft so close to Survivor Series also hurt it? Because you have no brand loyalty. You only been on Raw for a couple of weeks, so why would you care about supporting this brand?
I think you asked us this last week. Yeah, they should do it directly after maybe Backlash or just like after WrestleMania. They just like for the TV networks, they just like doing this shit for like, oh, the season premiere or blah blah blah. That's what they do because it's an American thing when they talk about season premieres and stuff like that. When it comes to autumn or fall, how you guys call it, because like in England we don't our TV schedules aren't like that. But because it's very TV centric, that's what, especially Fox. I don't think USA necessarily care when they do the draft. I think it's Fox where it coincides with all their programming that they go, oh, the season premiere of SmackDown, join us tonight. Da, da, da.
That doesn't necessarily mean it right, because you guys still call cookies biscuits, and that's completely wrong. They should be cookies instead of biscuits. But who am I?
I'm sorry.
Whoa! Wait. Come on, Anthony and Go-Go and Cody Rhodes. We don't really need this right now. We don't need this divide right now over cookies or biscuits, season premieres and non-season premieres, or chips and French fries.
Marcus, I would like to know.
Care.
Marcus, I know you're being the mediator, but Manny put the hand up to the camera. I'm curious what he was going to say. What were you going to say, Manny?
It's all, what language do you speak? It's English, right? So shut your mouth.
God. Oh my God. There it is.
Now, why you got to bring up my slave? Because you know slavery, I wouldn't be speaking English if we weren't brought over here unjustly by the colonizers that come from England. Because that's all you guys are, colonizers. Colonizers, man.
Hey. And here we go. I'm going to have to chant USA, but then not really.
But El Luchador in the chat room said it, and I think the draft should be done after WrestleMania. I think that's when the draft takes better. Me and Manny can be biscuits and gravy. I'm biscuits and he's gravy. Yeah, we whip ass all day.
Still currently the number one contenders against Chicken and Waffles for the tag team titles. They continue to win these contenders matches as individual singles matches.
Nobody has gravy
at the big cereal bowl.
Manny, biscuits and gravies is a big American thing. It's a big American breakfast. Yeah. Don't and it's biscuits, not like cookies. It's biscuits, like buttermilk, fluffy that you open up. You can put some.
Oh my God! You gotta continue this. You gotta continue this.
Phone, Eric, you uncultured swine.
Oh, you just called me a pig. Wow, yeah. That's racist, Manny. That's racist.
You call him a pig in a blanket.
Anyway, is there anything that you guys are looking forward to in Survivor Series this year, or is it just going to be a match? It's just a show.
There's nothing. It's just Becky and Charlotte. That's the only thing that worth watching. Maybe Biggie and Roman. But like,
I think Shinsuke and Priest is gonna be good. Just they had zero build to it.
What build? Oh, that's it was the graphic, and that's it.
I have my hand up.
These two guys exist. And they have titles.
I have my hand up because I will point out that I think it was 2 weeks ago we talked about the fact that AEW has absolutely no storylines for most of their stuff, but good matches speak for themselves, and we would give AEW the pass. I feel that how come WWE can't get the same pass? Because when I heard about Nakamura versus Damian Priest, I said, ooh, that's going to be a good match. Yes, I would love it to have a story behind it. However, I still think it's going to be a good match.
Well, I don't even need a full story. I don't have to say, your mama said, you said this about my mama, or you cost me that. I don't even need that. I just need them to do the one thing that Roman Reigns has asked people to do for many weeks. And that's what they need to do. Acknowledge me. Like, they need to acknowledge that these are the Intercontinental United States champion and that they're going to have a match for who's the king of the mid-card. Who's the king of the mid-card.
Damien Priest ain't been on TV for 2 weeks, right?
He ain't been on
Yeah,
TV for
he
2
ain't been
weeks.
on TV. Nakamura is just kneeing people in the face. And it's mostly Madcap. And then, like, none of this means anything. And then the match that I think means absolutely nothing on this show. The 25-man Battle Royal in honor of The Rock. Why the fuck are we having this?
So you could have the stand up between The Rock and Roman
The Rock
Reigns.
has nothing to do with this.
Hey,
The Rock
Marcus,
has nothing to do with this.
Marcus, he gave them red notice to get on the Jungle Cruise and get ready for the skyscraper match that they're going to have
On Rampage.
on Rampage.
G.I. Joe.
This guy talking about Jungle Cruise like it's his favorite movie of the year.
No. So, Betty, you remember I
Update.
told you I'll give you an update. Remember I told you I had the co-worker who praised the name of Jungle Cruise, right? So I came to work and I told her, I said, hey, Shantae and I, we tried to watch Jungle Cruise, but we fell asleep. And she says, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. However, when I went back home and I watched Jungle Cruise on the TV, it was god awful. It was amazing in the theater, but at home it did not hold up. And she asked for forgiveness of her movie review. And I was like, yep, I know never to trust any movie reviews from her again.
Acknowledge me.
So I don't know if we're going to really need to go over Survivor Series as a card? Because I think you guys want to talk about your Ghostbuster, which your review of the Ghostbuster movie. And I would like
First
to
of
hear what
all,
you got.
Are you joining us tomorrow?
When on the watch along?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. Because I think we have to buy stuff for the festivities for Thanksgiving.
If you can't, don't. And then also don't strain yourself.
I'm not. Because, I already had a stint in the hospital this week. I don't want to have another one. Those bastards. Fuck Dr. Reddy. I said it.
But his name's Dr. Reddy. He's always ready to go.
Shit.
Oh, yo.
Anyway, so overall, I take it both of you guys saw Ghostbusters. I mean, I didn't get an invitation from Marcus, but that's okay because, I'm not.
You're in the hospital. And you're ready.
Yeah, I was. But with that being said, Marcus, I turn to you. What did you think about Ghostbusters? Did it bring you back to your childhood memories of Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2? Did I have a villain as good as Vigo? Vigo was the man. A man in a painting.
Spoiler alert of the villain. It is the villain of Ghostbuster 1. It is Goza.
Not
It's
Zool.
back. Goza
Zool's
is back. Goza is back.
Goza.
Goza's back. Flat top and all is back. And this time it's personal. But so for me, Ghostbusters, it felt a little long. There was a lot of stuff I didn't care about, but as we alluded to the plot earlier of Xia Li's story, in which the parents were kicked out of the house and had nowhere to go after her dad dies, which is Egon. It's like, oh, this is the plot of Ghostbusters. But it just takes forever, and I didn't really care about some of the teenage stuff and kids. Just kill ghosts.
We should preference that this is probably going to be heavily spoiled. So,
So, Manny,
I can do this without the spoiler.
So, Manny, I want to pause because I saw that you had the listener feedback graphic up. I had no idea we had listener feedback, and we have it from the Dizman, who I thought Manny may have released in the Sharpshooters release party.
But we're in the middle of our review of Ghostbusters.
That's also true. Continue.
You're like, oh, I'm going to cut you off because of the email. Eric spoils the people.
Well, because you guys need to determine if you guys was going to do spoilers or not. Are you guys going to do spoilers?
might as well do spoilers.
I mean, you already said the villain was Zul, or Goja, or whatever her name was. Gocha Chan.
I don't think that's a spoiler. It's in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
Well, keep going, my brother. Come on, keep going, Kool-Aid.
So basically, the plot is, this poor ass family.
He's wearing a
Fuck you. I'm wearing merchandise from the show, damn it. I'm wearing merchandise from the show. Oh, yeah. If that's gonna make me Kool-Aid, then motherfucker, call me Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah.
I jump through a motherfucking wall right now.
Oh, yeah. It's time for the main event.
I can't wait for Kool-Aid to come out of retirement in a dark, edgy version of Kool-Aid. Well, he's
Hey, I heard that Kool-Aid's trying to get to the World Breakfast Federation because in some circles Kool-Aid was drink breakfast.
He ain't getting there before he's beside Sonny D.
Fuck Sonny D. Fake
We
ass
ain't got-
juice.
We don't have the Breakfast Bowl don't have walls, so he can't break through.
Let me tell you, the problem with Sonny D siding with the World Breakfast Federation is that Sonny D will not give up the OnlyFans that Sonny D currently has.
Oh, so Sonny D's gonna get released.
Yeah, Sonny D is on the verge of getting released because he was refusing to turn off his OnlyFans. You're not real orange juice, Sonny D. I don't care. You're not real orange juice.
No, man, when and I want to point out, it was heartbreaking when you finally read, because all the years you never read the package, and it says fucking citrus punch. What the hell is a citrus punch? I thought it was orange juice. This it was
so anyway, back to Ghostbusters. So his family gets kicked out of their house, and they move into some town in Oklahoma, and where their dad's dead. They find all this stuff, and hanging out, there's ghosts and there's Ghostbusters stuff, and they hang out there, then they start chasing ghosts and stuff, and
a lot of stuff going on in this movie review.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of
discovery. And it's very convoluted. A lot of discovery and convolutedness. I'm ready for them to just jump right into the Ghostbusters stuff. They could have skipped all this other stuff, found a better route to get in, because they were like, "Oh, we're only gonna live here for the summer," and then they checked for a week, and yet they're checking people into school, and I'm like, "You don't need to go to school if you're only gonna be gone from your house for a week. What the hell are you talking about? I enrolled you into the school today." Like, nah, this doesn't make sense.
This is our summer home, but you gotta attend school.
Yeah, like what? Why? Why?
The authorities gonna come get us.
The one son gets a job. You're only here for a week. Why you get the job?
Well, originally he was chasing pussy.
Yeah. I understand what he was doing. He was chasing the pussy. That's what he was doing. And, that's what he got a job. Quick. He was like, I'm going to get a job. I'm going to fix this old beat up car. I'm going to get some pussy in this week. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm going to fuck everybody in Oklahoma. I don't care. No respect. So anyway, it leads to, them unleashing all hell on this town. And then they save the day as Ghostbusters. And, the Ghostbusters stuff was fun. The nostalgia was there. And it did have, like Manny said earlier, it did have the closure I didn't know I needed. But it was just like, I would have rather seen more of the old Ghostbusters than these young punks that come around.
No, it's more like when you haven't finished the book and then it got all this dust on it, so you blow off all this dust, you finish off the book, and then you go, and then more dust flies off. That's what I felt with Ghostbusters. Yes,
I have a question for you, because I know the answer for Marcus. Do you read books?
Yes.
Okay.
What kind of question is that?
Marcus don't read books.
How dare you? I did a book review on this channel.
Marcus,
I did a book review on this channel.
You consider reading books as reading the summary of the book, and you said I read the book.
No, but we read the Young Bucks book and reviewed it.
You actually read the Young Bucks book, Marcus?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
And I'm currently reading the Will Smith book.
Hi. That's so many more questions I have for you about the Will Smith book, but
yeah, it was a tragedy.
Continue with Ghostbusters, because I don't think I need to hear about Will dressing up like Tupac.
Yeah, it was just a closure everyone needed. I felt like I don't need to see any more Ghostbusters. I don't need to be afraid of no ghosts anymore. And who am I gonna call? I ain't calling Ghostbusters because they're done. I'm done with them.
No, I need more Ghostbusters, and I need it to be the actual Ghostbusters. I don't care about these kids. I need Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and I don't know why I'm blanking out on Winston's name, but I actually know it. But I need more of them, and I just want their movie. Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson lived, Marcus. Ernie Hudson lived on TV, Lifetime movies, Marcus. You ain't gonna get him.
I don't care. I need the Ghostbusters, and I need them ghost busting in old age. That's what I wanted, and I don't really get that. I get these kids shooting guns, and you get a little bit of ghost busting at the end from the original Ghostbusters.
A little bit of ghost busting, just a little bit. Just a little bit, huh?
Why are you opening?
Pokemon.
Yeah, why?
Pokemon Brilliant Diamond.
Another one, huh?
Oh, you don't, Mark. You don't want to know what GameStop got the best of me. They sent me an email talking about they had a sale. Yeah.
No, he just opening JK Smooth. But she don't plan on doing it. So that's why review
Wow,
of
a game
Ghostbusters.
Eric might play, not finish.
You know what? Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys all. I finish games here and there. You know,
No,
because I had all the intentions of finishing Metroid, but when I turned it on Saturday after we finished the show, and I was like, "Damn, what the fuck am I doing in this?" I totally forgot where I was at.
Senility. So that's our review of Ghostbusters and
GameStop.
Thanksgiving. And you didn't have to do it,
I did. I was doing after I spoke with Dr. Reddy. I had to have some type of retail therapy.
You are like Vince McMahon and just hoarding games instead of talent, and then eventually you're gonna release them all at the local GameStop, and they're gonna give you $20 on the dime.
No. Technically, I release them to my friends. They be like, "Hey, you ever play this game? Hey, do you want to use it?" And I release it to them. That's what I do. I spread the wealth, man. I spread the wealth.
Fuck kind of Black Santa Claus shit is that?
Ho ho ho. Anyway, so there is an email. It says, "It's been a while since you heard from the guy with the bars, the guy who would tell you to shoot for the stars, the guy who was still your number one fan. It's the Sharpie, the Diz Man. Happy belated birthday to the Diz Man." Anyway, I know he celebrated his birthday. I believe he is 41 years of age.
You gonna put that man business out there?
You don't have to put his age out there.
You can just say happy birthday. You don't put my business out there.
I gotta put his business. What's really good, Sharpies? What's really good? Sorry I haven't written in a while. I've been busy lately. I've been working, watching wrestling, helping with the church, and working on my upcoming AWO book. But I took a break from that because I wanted to welcome back Eric to the Sharpshooters Podcast. We miss you, and we're glad to have you back. Don't get me wrong. I would say that the Entitled Manny and Marcus show held it down, and it's continued to hold it down. But it's still nice to have the primary factor and the voice of the haters.
Before you continue,
to the airways.
It's because I butchered the way he does his rhyme, and because I can't do it properly.
So Manny, the greatest thing about
I don't think he emailed ever again after that.
being called the hater is like the greatest thing, because on my license plate in Forza, my license plate is the hater. It's amazing when I get a new car, although I'm still behind, and I hate when I see Manny's time and I feel like I'm compelled to beat his times, and I do, but I don't think Manny gets an update when I beat his times either.
No, but I'm competing with J.K. Smush now on his discovery and everything. J.K. Smush is pretty much the same level as me.
No, I saw that. I saw that. I was like, damn, shit.
You don't want none of this smoke from the two of us.
You know what? Don't make me go sit back in that chair and play some Forza right now, because I'll do it to catch up to y'all asses, because I'm a good racer. I'm a very good racer.
You say that like we're troubling you, and then you're not going to do that. Don't make me sit down and enjoy myself.
Don't make me. Don't threaten me to give myself a good time. Don't threaten me to give myself a good time.
Marcus actually saw Forza. He was like, "Oh man, that looks good, but it would be so much better if you had a wheel and a little encamp to actually drive."
Don't say that to him. He'll probably buy it.
Who?
You?
No, I won't go that far, because I ain't got no room for that. There's levels to the stupid shit that I purchase. Like, Williams and Sonoma, hit me up with some bullshit that I was like, I'm not spending $400 for, but I was like, damn, ain't no use for that, because he's just gonna get dirty. But let me get back to the email. Now then, I want to
hear his whole side, because where was I? That's the end of the show, everybody. What the fuck?
Now then, I wanted to answer the question you, Eric, asked about the Jeff Hardy popularity. I think the reason that Jeff is so popular is because Jeff Hardy ain't never hurt nobody but Jeff Hardy. That's true. You ain't never heard Jeff hurt anybody but Jeff. Not only that, but if you ask Jeff about his past, he'll tell you about it. Like, yeah, man, I was on everything but roller skates, but I'm trying to get right. Also, other than that, one time at TNA, he goes out there, he puts it all on the line. But that big thing, that I think people like about Jeff is Jeff feels real. The same Jeff you see on TV is probably the same Jeff you get in real life. At least that's what I think. What do you guys think? I think he's 100% right. I think that the Broken Skull Wrench with Jeff Hardy might be one of the highest rated shows because people want to know what makes Jeff Hardy mind tick. Right, Marcus?
Well, I know what made his mind tick before. It was drugs. But now I want to see where he's going in his life and future development himself. And, his thoughts on the current product and stuff. You get all these questions. I can't wait to see what his comments was that infamous night when he came into the ring high at TNA with Sting. Because they're going to bring that up for sure.
If they don't bring it up, Marcus, is it a failed interview?
Austin brings up all the TNA stuff that people have in their life. So there's no way that's not bringing it.
Betty, can I take it a step high? I want to see Jeff Hardy with face paint walking down the aisles with his eyes closed, doing grocery shopping like.
Oh, reaching, feeling for it, looking for the tomato sauce, but just having his hands out. It's like, or no, going to the produce section looking for the perfect watermelon.
I never thought about this until this moment. Jeff Hardy is probably the perfect person to have in one of those Geico commercials of Jeff Hardy just being in a commercial. Just I don't know how you would make it up with Geico, but I can see him in a Geico commercial.
Well, Jeff Hardy would jump to a table. That's all I know. He could jump off the top of the grocery store for no reason to a table.
He hasn't hit rock bottom yet. When he hits rock bottom, you'll see him on that. You'll see him on any commercial.
Would you consider, Manny, mad at rock bottom? Because I do.
He's still making money.
He's still happy.
He has to make money because he keeps kids inside a Rebel or Ribby or whatever her name is.
Well, anyway.
I made a horrible joke this week.
Anyway. How do I remember it?
What was the joke?
I don't know.
The kids now slide out of Rebel like a slip and slide out. Whee!
Pretty much.
You get to enjoy that joke twice this week.
I don't remember hearing it the first time.
And Matt Hardy got the water hose that keeps that slide wet, so it keeps it moist, as I should say. Moving on.
Third or fifth time you used the term moist today.
Third time, man. Third time. I'm just moistening the ears of our listeners, man. That's what I'm doing.
Well,
they don't even get this far into the podcast.
Yeah, no one ever makes it to the 125.
In the audio version, I think they do.
The Johnny Drip Drip is gone. We don't get any of the Moist TV or any of that. Keep people away. All the water analogies that they were used in those segments. I missed that. I actually enjoyed that.
I give WWE writing staff credit for that one. That was actually fairly clever.
I feel like that's all Morrison.
Maybe. Moving on, what do you guys think when we get a little to no follow-up on a character after they lose a big match? For example, Coffee Mania was a really big moment, but after losing the WWE Championship to Brock, Coffee never got a follow-up interview or anything. Or Finn Balor after being summoned by the Demon and losing to Roman Reigns because of an unexplained ring malfunction. In fact, the only thing commentary said was that we asked Finn how he felt about coming so close, only to lose the match between the top rope broke. And Finn said, no use crying over spilled milk. Really? After all, Finn went through to get that title shot. After losing the match the way he did, all he can say is, no use in crying over spilled milk. I don't know, man. And this isn't me looking at it from a business side. I'm looking at it from a character standpoint. I mean, if that happened to me, I say more than no use to crying over spilled milk. To me, it just seems like you don't care as much as you should. Thoughts? And again, this is just from a character standpoint, not a company business standpoint. And this isn't me picking on WWE. You could probably find examples of things like this across the board. I mean, for me, in my opinion, you don't never follow up in professional wrestling because, like, once you have the conclusion of the storyline, it's just over and it's on to the next one. As simple as that. I mean, I think they brought up the Coffee losing to Brock maybe 8 months after the fact, but I don't know if I need that type of closure. What about you, Manny?
do.
Do you need that closure? I asked Manny, Marcus, not you. Kool-Aid.
Sometimes you do, but like sometimes you got to realize that half the fans are more aggravated by the whole thing. So like adding more fuel to the fire is just not going to add anything to it. So like
Can't believe what he says.
It's like sometimes you just got to pick your battles with this situation.
Yeah, but I believe there should be some time of follow up after you lose a big match. I feel like you just can't be out there going like, wins are wins, losses are losses. Why are you here? If that's how you feel about that.
Well, Marcus, WWE doesn't have a ranking. WWE doesn't have a ranking system like AEW.
It don't matter. You should have some type of emotion after you lose a big match. It's like watching a TV show. You watch the big shootout at the end, and then they ask the guy that is going to jail, "How you feel about this?" You win some, you lose some. I'm moving on. I'm going to jail. Like no, you need to be plotting your revenge, or something needs to be happening. Some development of some kind.
The thing about it though is that when I was watching AEW this weekend, I found out that the Butcher and Blade was 18-1 for the year 2021, and I'm like, who the fuck were you guys fighting? And I swear I saw them lose. And at the point I was like, although they have a ranking system, AEW can put any number up there, and I would believe it. And then also, yes, I knew it was something I needed to comment on that pissed me the fuck off. What makes Sheeta better than Nyla Rose? How come Sheeta got a trophy talking about she got 50 wins when Nyla Rose apparently with her defeat of Sheeta said that she tied Sheeta for most wins by a woman at AEW? That pissed me the fuck off.
Well, Jungle Boy got a trophy too for 50 wins.
Because they did it first.
Is it because they're first?
El Luchador got Eric the Moist Hated, the Wet Hater. I mean, he's coming up with all the moist phrases that he can come up with.
Most moist one.
No, that was Manny. I refuse to acknowledge that. I'm not going to acknowledge that comment.
No, I feel like that was my favorite one of the ones.
It's a play on America's Most Wanted. Come on.
Yeah.
I thought you were taking a play on my manhoods, Manny.
I have a question. Did you guys ever get America's Most Wanted in the UK?
No.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Manny, Marcus, first of all, it would be called United Kingdom's Most Wanted, because how would America's Most Wanted benefit over in the UK?
I doubt they have criminals in the United Kingdom. They haven't had a criminal since Jack the Ripper. Nothing like that. And they never caught him either.
Finally, and Marcus, do you want me to correct what he said? Because he butchered the name of your company, or do you want me to read it and so you can talk about how he butchered the name of your? Yes. I think I'm going to read it that way. I'm making enemies here. Finally, with the success of the Serial Wrestling Federation, when do you guys think we'll see the emergence of the SWA or the Snack Wrestling Alliance? I hear there are some great snacks like Oreos and Pringles itching to compete for supremacy. And I know Lord Manny can talk about some talent in SWA UK. I heard Walkers are making a pretty big name for themselves.
Walkers
and the Hobnobs are making a comeback as well. Anyway, Sharpies, I'm going to go. But you guys take care. Remember, today's moods, emotions, and thoughts don't belong to tomorrow. Later, guys.
Well, Manny has teas and crumpets. It's the World Breakfast Federation, by the way. And, it's not the World Series, even though there's a lot of serial characters involved in this. It's a full breakfast. You get a full breakfast here each given time. We even have the intercontinental breakfast who wrestle at local hotels.
That's just croissants. That's just croissants.
He's an array of melon where it's usually more of some bland honeydew that don't taste like nothing.
Yeah, just like Shinsuke Nakamura, he ain't defending his title either.
So some fucking bagels that don't fit in the toaster that they have at the continental breakfast.
Oh, they got that cheap sauce that goes with the eggs. Just dump them on there.
But do you remember, Marcus, WrestleMania Santa Clara though, where we shared that hotel room? The hotel with Al Snow, but they had the pancake. They had the automatic pancake maker where you would it would make, and it came on a conveyor belt. That shit was technology.
I'm gonna tell you what, that continental breakfast wasn't bad. I don't know why. I was digging that shit. I was like, I need more of this shit.
Because Marcus, you was
taking this to go.
You was eating continental breakfast with Al Snow. Come on, man.
As we watched Seth Rollins be interviewed on TV.
Yeah, I mean.
It's a really weird day.
You can't really top that. So, Manny, in the United Kingdom, is it referred to a continental breakfast also?
In places, I think it does. I think it does, yeah.
Because
I've spent many times in hotels in the UK.
So when people say continental breakfast, I would expect to have more diverse foods from around the world. Instead, it's just fruit and bread.
It's like, you want some eggs? I got some eggs. Not even variations, just scrambled. Just scoop them in your bowl. We got sausages.
You don't even get the flaky pastry from France.
No, it's
No.
like most of the croissants are gone. But Marcus is right. There'd be some powdered scrambled eggs. They don't be no real scrambled eggs that were put together. And then you get those link sausages, not sausage patties, but link sausages. And then some sorry
I'll still go
ass.
where you go.
You get some sorry ass cereal in a little container. You some Rice Krispies, some cornflakes, or
And you
some
get a fruit cocktail. You got a fruit cocktail that for fruit you don't know where it came from.
Oh, and then yogurt that's probably expired. I think we could have a whole episode of how we dislike continental breakfasts. But anytime a hotel list, we got continental bread, you'd be like, ooh, okay, let me go down and see what they got. And you're always disappointed.
It's like when a hotel list that they have HBO and color TV. Like, come on, man. Everybody got this.
I like my amenities.
I love the ones that say they got color TV.
Do you feel like the people who are looking for those
Fuck, don't
motels,
have it.
when they see the sign says HBO and color TV but no vacancies, and they look across the street and they see the one that has the vacancies but it don't have none of those amenities, that they hot as hell, like, why the hell I couldn't get here earlier?
Fuck, I wanted a color TV.
With HBO.
With HBO. But you know, I'm sure they have it. I'm sure they also have the best with the coins in there where it shakes.
Massage bed. Marcus, you put coins in those machines, haven't you, Marcus?
No, not once in my life.
Marcus, don't
Not
lie,
once
Marcus.
in my life.
Marcus,
I thought you said it was like
Marcus,
one.
in
I was like,
1988,
no,
Marcus, we played on that vibrating bed when Kirk Gibson hit that whole run. I remember at that motel in Wilmington, Marcus. And we have it, and I know you've been in more places that had the vibrating bed.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I had the quarters to pay for it.
You know you had the quarters. It was laundry day.
It didn't work. It didn't work, okay? The next time I had a chance to do it, and I was really excited about it, and it didn't work. They called the manager, and we wondered why it didn't work, and the manager said it ain't worked for years. It ain't worked for years. All right? Is that what you want me to say? Is that I tried, and it didn't work?
No, wait. So you actually spoke to someone to say my vibrating bed ain't working?
Why not? I paid for it.
If I was the manager, I would respond to you might want to go to the doctor to check that motion in your ocean if your bed ain't vibrating, man.
Next thing you know, I'm going to complain about the waterbed. I want my waterbed working. Shit.
I don't like waterbeds. They are weird.
I laid on one, and I was like, "What is the point of this?"
Water beds were just a novelty act. They're kind of like I don't feel like you can have.
Why do I want to go to sleep like that?
Let me put it this way: a water bed was made for somebody who definitely wasn't having any sex. So there ain't no way to have sex in a water bed.
I think it was made for the people that have sex. I don't know what the point of a water bed was for. I want to go to sleep like if I'm drowning?
What kind of dreams you think you have on a waterbed?
Wet ones.
I'm a sea.
Moist ones.
The wet dreams of a waterbed.
I just did a Google search. Oh. They were apparently so people can get better sleeps. I guess they thought that the massaging and stuff would help with that. I don't know.
Is this the vibrate bed or is this the water bed?
Water bed. JK, top 10 worst innovation is something that was fine.
I mean, there's probably a video out of that already, which we should probably react to.
I mean, at the end of the day, I can't knock somebody's hustle who say, you know what, the bed is already pretty perfect. How could I make this bed even better? Let me put some water in the mattress. Because, I mean, that's exactly what these air mattress people did, that you get the mattress that, you know, you take out the bell and they foam up the foam core.
The water bed was invented by a guy that fell asleep on a floaty in his swimming pool and said, you know what? That was kind of nice. But, you know, I almost drowned when I rolled over. So how could I get that same experience?
Oh, let me put it in the closure.
I'm going to enclose it. Oh, I can put it in the house. Oh, this is nice.
Do you know how many people bedrooms you know how many people bedroom got fucked up when someone got into their water bed with like a pin in their pocket and then the water leaked on their carpet and shit like that?
I would love to see someone get into a fight and stab the waterbed. It's like, fuck you in your waterbed. Oh no!
I have heard about stories of people I have heard about people destroying waterbeds.
You stabbed my waterbed, you piece of shit. I have to fuck you up. That's what. I don't know. But I think that would have to be. I remember them being kind of expensive back in the day, but I would believe that would have to be unredeemable. That's like when like we were talking about earlier with the funeral, and you was in that apology or that hate video out there. Yes, I'm dead today. I don't even know if that was on the show.
Marcus,
but I'm dead today. But I can never forgive Manny for stabbing my waterbed back in 1997.
Marcus, stabbing that waterbed, Marcus, makes me think about the time that Tegan Knox and her niece came over to the Gargano's house and she broke that TV. And she ran. Yes. That's probably the highlight of Tegan Knox's career in WWE.
Or that time she served Keith Lee and me and him that pizza. Jesus.
Do you know what? Anything about Johnny the Garganos at home was the best thing on NXT.
Yep. That's for the views. If I'm Candace, I'm going to have leverage at the negotiation table. The ratings dropped when I left TV.
I'm gonna tell you this. I actually feel that I know that our numbers don't show, but I feel like Marcus talking about Candace's dry ass chicken helped WWE say, you know what? We need to make more segments about the Garganos at their house because that was really funny.
It wasn't just Marcus talking about it. You're the one that originally broke Roy up.
Yeah, you were the one talking about chicken and the food and like expertise, but we just knew it was black.
Because you are.
That might be true.
You are now the moist maker of this show.
I like my meat sweet and juicy.
The moist maker, wow.
Coming down the aisle.
Moist maker!
Moist maker!
That's one thing I'm really, because I told Marcus this, I was like, AEW is really trying to piss me off because I know they're going to get Okada on their show, and I'm not happy about this. I mean, I'm happy about it, but that's something I can't hate on. It's like
that's nothing you can hate on. It's nothing you can say anything bad about.
No.
They got the best wrestler in the world on their show.
If you give Okada versus Bryan Danielson, it's like, well, there it is. What you gonna do? I mean, truly, it ain't Okada versus Randy.
I would pay money to watch Okada versus Bryan Danielson.
I hope you do, because otherwise it'd be illegal.
Can I ask you a question? Do you agree with Vince McMahon when he told Randy that he can't ride a fucking camel? Do you agree with Vince in that situation when Randy wants to ride? Because it's not his character.
Yeah, because he looked more upset that he wasn't on a camel, which made his character.
Yeah, that's his character.
Like if you go back and look at the pictures, how pissed off he is. That's internal. That's real pissed off because he wasn't on a camel.
Manny, I believe we were all doing a watch along on that one, and Marcus was upset that he wasn't on the camel because Marcus really enjoyed the camels being there, and he's like, somebody need to ride this fucking camel. And then it was Matt Riddle, and he was like, fuck, Randy got screwed because he didn't get to ride the camel. Clearly knowing that it was backstage strife about him not riding the camel. Also, Randy Orton's gonna break a record of having the most pay-per-view views or being on the most pay-per-views or something when he appears tomorrow at the Survivor Series.
Pay-per-view matches, I'm guessing, or most pay-per-view wins.
And then something else is gonna happen on Raw. He gonna break a record, but he was like, I don't keep those type of records. But somebody pointed it out to me, and my favorite thing was like, why you breaking character talking about this, Randy? People don't supposed to like you. Could you argue that Randy is gonna be one of the most underrated wrestlers in WWE history?
No, because he's had his fair share of title glory. I think what Randy's gonna go down as is just the guy that was never really the guy.
Macho Man?
Yeah, in a sense.
Like he's like Macho Man.
Yeah, everyone respects Randy because you know what you're getting from Randy, a good match. But like Randy's never been like John Cena.
Would he technically be this generation's Triple H?
I would say yeah.
Because I think that's a fair. Because I think Macho Man, it was Triple H, and Triple H is Randy Orton. Like, if you look at all the big stars, they're there. Like, John Cena was the biggest star there. Who was his main opponent? Edge and Randy Orton. And the way people treat Edge, people make Edge seem like he's higher than Randy was. But I think I would take Randy over Edge. But that's just me. Yeah. Marcus, you look like you conducting business. You about to take us to the main event?
Oh, are we there yet? It's time for the main event.
I think that honestly should conclude this show, unless there's anything else that you guys want to talk about to moist your mouth with, make your mouth moist. But I think it's been an overall fun show.
Manny, did you see King Richard? I know we were talking about that.
Not yet. I'm supposed to see it tomorrow.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Is it one of those that may touch feels and make you cry? Because I need to prepare for myself if it is.
I'm gonna say no.
Bitch in the theater.
I'm gonna say no, just because it's gonna make you cry. You're like, oh, they're kicking Will Smith ass in Compton.
So, Manny, how is Will Smith book going for you?
It's actually a fun ride once you get past the whole mum and dad stuff that he was dealing with. Once you start hearing about his how he was excelling in his movie career and his TV career, how Quincy Jones made him audition at just a random party for the Fresh Prince, and then making contracts on the spot with NBC execs and stuff like that.
So wait. I'm very intrigued by this one. So Quincy Jones made him audition for the Fresh Prince. So they were going to make a show called The Fresh Prince, and they didn't have Will Smith?
No, they had an idea they didn't have anybody. They had an idea from a show, and then they invited him over, and it was like, oh, and then it started with, where you from? And he's like, oh, Philly. And then that led to, oh yeah, your character's going to be from Philly.
Interesting. Now,
so the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was going to star Kid and Play. I remember, and then something happened, and they needed somebody to replace him. So they went to Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff.
And then that's when they made Class Act. A very underrated movie. Better than House Party Part 2. Are you reading it? Are you reading it physically or digitally?
Digital.
On your iPad?
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, that's all I had.
What is this suspicion? You sound like a detective getting research.
No, because I do like autobiographies, but I'm like, would I really want to read Will Smith ones? Because it's like, I know Will Smith had one, Dave Grohl had one. I'm like, I just didn't need it in my life.
Dave Grohl's autobiography is all about Nirvana. All right, we're done. What happened? What happened to Kurt Cobain? And then you're done. You don't really care about the rest of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I felt like I hadn't read a book for like at least 6 months. I thought, like, let me read a book this week.
Yeah, I just finished the book. I wasn't happy with the way the book ended because it was one of the most obvious books ever.
Are you going to go online and complain?
No, because,
as like a real wrestling fan.
Obviously this was going to occur because you wanted so-and-so to get over. But because
it was a book recommended by one of the booktubers, and I started because it was supposed to be like a scary book for the Halloween. Yeah, booktubers, man. That's a big thing. It's a big thing, Marcus. You don't know. And
booktubers? That sounds the lamest. They couldn't come up with a better name.
No. Booktubers. It makes sense, Marcus. They are on YouTube talking about books, booktubers. And it was supposed to be, I thought it was supposed to be scary, but it was obvious. And then, in the middle of the book, I figured out I was reading young adult, and I'm not exposed to reading young adult because they're easy reads, man. It makes, but I was just like, damn, this is really trash. So upset.
What did Twilight?
I gave it 3 stars.
I gave it 3 stars. You've got Dave Meltzer scale for books.
Well, because like for me, Manny, if I finish the book, that means that at least it was an average book.
If I spend money, I make sure I try and finish a book recently. Unlike the book over there.
No, Shantae is the only person I know that'll read books and she'll even finish a bad book. She'll be like, man, this book sucks. And I'm like, why are you still reading? Because she's like, I gotta finish it. I think she reads at least 3 books per week. 3 to 5 books per week.
Per week?
Per week, yes.
Oh, wait, I'm doing this show. That's why I don't read as much.
Really? That's what you're going to blame this show? Because if you weren't doing the show, you might be in the pub, Manny, with Ridge Holland and Sheamus.
Excuse me, I do not have a drinking problem.
No one accused you of having a drinking problem but yourself, sir. I said you would be in the pub. You could be in the pub eating fish and chips. You could be in there watching the game. You don't have to go to the pub and drink.
So
you are the one that said that.
What weirdo goes to a pub and not drink? What weirdo?
That's a good question. But there are those weirdos who do.
Yes. That's like
I believe CM Punk would go to these pubs and bars with his wrestling friends and not actually drink, but just be there.
That's like the weirdo that goes to the strip club for the wings and not the strippers.
Hey, some of those lemon pepper rings are good.
Eric.
Manny,
That's so sweet, Lou.
Manny, I've never been to a strip club, and quite frankly, I don't think I could ever go to a strip club. I would be too busy judging all the people who's in the strip club. It would probably start to a bar fight. Like, look at that dude over there giving her all those 20s. He ain't gonna get shit from that.
Eric wanna play sad songs in the strip club. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are get brighter. And that's what the stripper and the guy watching the stripper.
Nah, man. I feel like going to the strip club, that bitch is gonna have me smoking out the window. With that being said,
What?
You know, man. With that being said, I think that concludes the show. I mean, unless you want to get all to your feels, you can go check out the Adele album. She'll have you feeling emotions that you didn't even know that you had.
Put you through a divorce. But if you spend one night with Silk, you back out of that divorce, apparently.
You back out of it again, man, because you're going to leave that door open. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode.
Oh, wait. I didn't lead why I experienced hate.
Yes, Manny. Go ahead. You know what? We was about to get out the pool, but you know what? We felt that warm, hot sun coming. It's like, let me get back into this cool water.
So normally when I go watch a movie at a theater, I normally go in the morning so I don't have to deal with people.
Pandemic Manny.
First of all, you want to tell me what about my pet peeve about being at a movie theater? And I don't know what it is, why, but it's after the movie ends and there's claps. Like, who are you clapping for? Who are you clapping for? Ain't nobody here.
And then so I don't know why today of all days when I could have gone last night. But no, I went this afternoon when I text you guys, are we reviewing Ghostbusters today?
Yeah,
so I went,
that was the text message I woke up to.
And then I went, watched it. There's fucking kids everywhere, parents running up and down the fucking aisle during the film. There's fucking teenagers in the back putting on their torch on the fucking screen. I wanted to kill some people today. And then on the way back, there was this lady taking too long to get out of the way with her shopping. I had to like parkour my way over a bus seat.
for the American listeners, a torch is a flashlight, I believe. It's a flashlight. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just done.
No, but it's the light that they wave it.
No, I think they were just showing a flashlight like a dot.
Just like that.
Oh, okay. Oh.
It lit up the whole thing. I was like, taking me out. I was going to make a complaint. I was actually going to walk out my seat and make a complaint.
Miss, I am trying to enjoy the Ghostbusters. But you got these damn kids running down this fucking aisle, causing all types of shit. I am sick of that malarkey.
I agree with Manny. I can't stand motherfuckers who can't find a right seat in the movie theater, and then
I love it. That's my favorite moment.
Eric, it wasn't even at that point. They were in their seat, and they put the torch, and the fucking hand covered the screen for a while because of their shadow on the torch. I was furious. Sitting there like, huh.
JK Sports says he felt like that in Costco.
I hate people. Like we joked. Like we joked when the end of the Thunderdome. I need a box. I need a box where I can go watch anything where no one can disturb me.
You mean like a Nickelodeon?
No, I need like the coal mine.
In other words, Manny needs to do everything virtually. He has his own box where no one can surround him. Manny needs to be Manny in the bubble.
Well, as they bring up Costco and Walmart in the chat, Manny, I got to go back to Ghostbusters. Paul Rudd in Walmart It's the most unbelievable special effect I've ever seen in my life. Nothing about that Walmart was authentic. Nothing. It was the most fake thing ever, and I took me out the movie just watching Paul Rudd in a Walmart. Just don't make sense to me. An empty Walmart. He's just walking through.
Empty.
Yeah, what is he? That Walmart was the most tame. Nobody was around. Nothing. It was like, oh, this Walmart's clean. And then when he runs out, you get the giant. This is a Walmart store. Like Walmart paid for this. Walmart ain't never looked like that, and I don't believe anything he did. There's no peaceful time to buy an ice cream in a Walmart. He's lucky if the little Stay Puft Marshmallow Mans would have harassed him at Walmart. You know, in my Walmart, you get crazy ass niggas. And I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say it. You get crazy people at Walmart.
I wish I had the crazy ass black people at Walmart. I don't have that. I got it. Yeah.
Eccentric white people.
You got the Rittenhouses.
Yeah,
you got the Rittenhouses, Eric. Don't say anything to them. They may claim self-defense. You got the Rittenhouses.
So JK said Costco should be 21 and older and get rid of those fucking samples. The thing about it, you know,
nothing get rid of samples. Costco ain't shit without the samples.
You know, you would think with COVID being around, the samples be gone.
The hot dog, the chicken bake, the soda.
Yeah. Oh no, Betty. So Costco about a year ago fucked people over where you had to actually have a membership to buy the hot dog and the chicken bakes and the pizza because they don't sell it to you if you don't have a membership. Because they were losing too much money.
Costco can kiss my ass on a bad day. That's what I'm saying.
Why does it have to be a bad day? Why? I mean, you know what? And what does a bad day consist of? Is that you with diarrhea, or did you just?
I don't know. I don't know what it means.
Toilet. I mean,
I don't know what it means. I just know it's a bad day for them to be kissing my ass.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Has your ass been staying for like 5 days because you decided, you know what? I ain't watching my ass for 5 days because Costco's gonna kiss it. Like, what was going on?
They kiss my ass as soon as they said you can't get a hot dog unless you a member. They can kiss my ass. He did it. I didn't think he was happening. Costco's only about the samples, though. Only about the samples. I'm going in there. If I'm hungry, I'm going there for lunch. And I'm just getting samples. I'm eating their crackers I tried 1,000 times. Those random sausages. I need to taste that cheese. I need to taste all the cheeses. And say, oh, this is Monterey. I need to get back in line and pretend like I'm not been there already and get another piece of cheese. That's all I'm saying.
Betty, I wish I could say that he's lying, but when I take his ass to the Costco with me, he is where them samples at. He looking for the samples.
Like I'm going around, they have the juices, whether it's apple juice or some juices said this is very probiotic. And I'm gonna drink that too. Oh, let me try your very probiotic juice. I'm thirsty.
Energy drinks, whatever. But
what's this? It's what it is.
But you know when they got the good shit, like when they have like the bagels and stuff out there, they got the scissors cutting up bagel bites and shit. Like everybody done had a bagel bite, but you see people waiting in line like, I'm gonna get a bagel bite.
Everybody at Costco is like a stray cat in an alley, just going around, just sniffing and sampling shit that they know what it's gonna taste like. And
there's only one person I know that don't sample shit at Costco, and that's Shantae. She be like, "Why y'all sampling that shit?" Marcus be like, "Let me get some of these wheat thins." Oh man, that's a good wheat thin. You know what a fucking wheat thin tastes like.
I normally hide in the shed and scare people.
Oh, my favorite thing, my favorite thing is that they advertise me that while you're eating something or waiting for something that they're gonna scoop up, like say it's soup or some shit that they gonna put into a little cup, and they're going over. This has this and this and this and this, and I go, "Is that right?" Just walk away.
But you know what? Like,
don't care if they say, "Oh, I nod my head." Oh, for real? Damn. Are you gonna get some today? Nah, not today.
Where you at the sample table and they ain't got no samples, and the lady's like, "Oh yeah, the samples are gonna be ready in about 5 minutes." But because you don't want to talk to them, you walk away. But you keep looking back like, when she gonna start putting shit down?
Let me go look at this pillow. Let me see how soft this pillow is. It's a soft ass pillow, right?
And then as soon as you see,
where the fuck are those bagel bites?
As soon as you see her lay something down, you start running over there. But then someone cuts you and take the shit that you was gonna take. It's like, motherfucker, I've been waiting for these samples. Yeah, It get real.
That was my sausage. That was my vegan sausage I was gonna try.
Marcus with the Your Plate yogurt and all that shit. Like he know what yogurt tastes like.
I know what sausage tastes like, especially vegan sausage. Like, no, this is vegan sausage. It's vegan, huh? I'm thinking like I know. I know what this is.
Why are people like this? Like,
I don't know.
People at Costco, you clearly got money that can buy some of this shit.
And I never buy it. I have never bought a sample I've tasted before. Never said, oh man, you know that sample last week, that was good. Maybe I should go buy that sample. Never considered it. In fact, if you are a sample at Costco, I know for a fact I will never eat you. I will never eat you if I pay my own money. Your only reason you're getting eaten is because you're a sample. And if let's say if it was something I've never tried before as a sample, and I taste it, and it's like once you become that sample, I can never buy you. It's just like, oh, you're a sample. I don't need you. You're beneath me.
In Marcus' his translation just said, "You ain't over." And they trying to give you away to free so you can be over me. And guess what? I ain't still not accepting your title reign at all. I'd never bring you to my house. You're never getting into my wrestling fridge.
The sample is the Orange Cassidy. The sample is the Orange Cassidy of food. In which, you know what? You entertain me. I like what you got to offer, but I'm not buying any of this shit.
These people trying to do their jobs. You're over here just sampling everything.
Sauceable sauces, Beyond sauces, whatever. Spicy sauces.
He's sampling everything. Even although Manny called it dust in the pre-show meeting, even the granola, which is delicious. He's sampling everything. But he has no intention of buying shit. Nothing at all. Yeah. Nothing.
I really like that.
Cutting up some wood if you want that to go in your oatmeal.
Man, fucking granola is delicious. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
It is dust.
No, it is delicious. I love me some granola. It's like
going to the woods and just grab a handful of here's granola.
Next thing you gonna tell me you don't even like bran muffins, huh?
I'm gonna.
That shit's dry.
Y'all, man.
I think going on the things. He's eating the driest thing on earth.
Eric, as a heel manager, are you throwing granola in somebody's eye?
Man, granola costs too much to be throwing in somebody's eye, man. And you know what? I see you, Jamal. You with me? Granola's delicious. Delicious. I think he's agreeing about the granola. I don't know, but I hope so.
It's dust in a bowl.
No, it's not, because it ain't nothing better too when you get the granola and you get the big clump, like the big rock. Oh, man, granola's amazing.
I like granola, but I prefer my granolas on bars.
Where they're moist.
I realize I don't have to have it in the bar anymore. Although Nature's Valley peanut butter granola bars, magnifique. That's delicious, man. It's the chef kiss, that
compliments to the chef. Compliments to the chef. I have to write an email every time I eat one of those granola bars and tell them complimentary to the chef for who created this granola bar.
I mean, he says that tree bark tastes so good. It do. No. You know what? It was one day I learned how to make my own granola. I thought about making my own granola.
Rice Krispie Squares is where I'm at. Come at me.
You ain't even about the fraudulent health. At least I'm about fraudulent health. Granola make me think it's healthy. Rice Krispie treats, it ain't healthy at all. Marshmallows and Rice Krispie and sugar, that's all it is in there.
Sound like a good idea when they made it. When I first tried a Rice Krispie treat, I felt like my life was changed at that moment. And then the first time I bite one, I go, and so my life begins.
Let me tell you something though. Because unfortunately for Marcus and I, our first time ever trying a Rice Krispie treat was the prepackaged ones that you get from the store. Now, a true Rice Krispie treat is one that is made homemade. You ain't had a Rice Krispie treat until that's been done. It's kind of like Chex Mix. When Chex Mix is made by somebody like the Chex Party Mix, that shit is also, damn, I'm fucking old because I don't even think the kids know what Chex Party Mix is anymore.
I believe
put a little bit of granola up in there too, man.
Dust.
Granola sounds like a bad name you name your daughter.
So, Manny, what's the question that JK Swish asked you?
This is my son,
I'm
Michael.
ignoring it because he tries to hurt my feelings all the time by talking about Man United. We don't need to do this stuff anymore.
Oh, that's what that is.
Don't need to do that. Just because his, I don't know what, I think it's the Florida Gators. Just because they suck. Got to bring hate
The
to
college
me.
team?
Yeah.
They suck.
He's going to make
how
me
does-
feel bad. He's going to try to make
Wait,
me
how
feel
does-
bad about
how do you-
myself and my teams when his
how do you
team ain't
compare-
doing well himself.
How do you compare a college team to a pro team? I'm confused.
Because he likes them. And they don't do well.
They're trying to hurt each other's feelings.
But
Trying to hurt each other's
Florida,
feelings.
Florida ain't been good since Tebow played there.
You guys are trying to hurt each other's feelings.
You remind him of that so you can hurt his feelings. I choose to Hyro. Well, I don't even talk about that.
Or
Ronaldo
wait a
or
minute.
Kevin Kelly.
I'm taking granola all day.
Taking your nose.
Granola. In fact, Granola has just signed a 4-year contract to be the new commentator on the World Breakfast Federation.
Jamal, I'm taking granola so I can throw it in Kevin Kelly's eyes.
Hey, you know, Granola, man, put some respect in Granola's name, though. I mean, back to Florida, Danny Warfield might have been the last time they had a good quarterback.
Oh, before we go any further, I don't want to leave the Kevin Kelly and Granola conversation. I will take Kevin Kelly over Chris Jericho and Excalibur on commentary now. Kevin Kelly has stepped above them just because I just don't like them on Rampage. Maybe Ricky Starks too.
I will take Matt Stryker and D'Lo Brown before I take Kevin Kelly.
The Rampage commentary team is the worst.
I would
They
take
are
that
the
guy.
worst.
I would take the guy that got fired from Raw after just 1 week of work
Ooh,
over what they do on
Hey.
Rampage.
ooh, Adon Vert. That's talking crazy.
Yeah, I'm talking. That's how crazy I am. Fucking, I'm on Granola right now, baby.
You on that Mac Adamley shit right now.
I would love some Mike Adamley.
Jeff Hardy, you're making me crazy. Kofi, you just making me crazy.
Summerfest.
Summerfest.
Yes, that's great. Just great. Dark times. It was the worst of times, but it was the best of times.
No, you know what? The funniest thing about WWE, when you go through their history books, each year you can go down, the fans had some complaint about what they hated about WWE.
I wish someone could track. I think if we go for the year you were born, Eric, maybe we'll do this on the show. From the year you were born, the biggest complaint wrestling fans have had is 1980 to 2022.
No,
That's how long it'll take.
I don't think you can track from the 80s.
Flair, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but I'm sure people could complain about Hogan. Like, he ain't better than Ric Flair.
I really feel like that you can't really start tracking the complaints into wrestling shows into the internet.
Maybe the 2000s. Maybe the 2000s.
Oh, Manny, is that why you're so destined to beat all of J.K. Swish records in Forza? Is because of your petty war with each other?
It's not petty war. He's the only one participating. I'm choosing to ignore it.
Jamal is like the fucking roll up.
Fucking roll up. That might win 2021. To be honest, considering how many random ass roll up victories there have been, whether in WWE and even in some of the other promotions, roll up victories are a problem. But I'll say in WWE, it's been the worst. Fucking roll up, man. Might be the biggest complaint. But releases might be
the best finishing maneuver ever.
So I believe
maybe when we give out our Sharpie Awards, which I don't think we're doing, the biggest wrestling complaint of the year goes to nominees: the Roll Up, WWE Releases, Tony Khan talking about WWE, or anything and everything.
I feel like there's no way that WWE Releases could not lose that category. I feel like it's a lot of things.
No,
I don't know. I think Tony talking about WWE is highly up there.
The releases this time around, I don't think anyone would. I think people have finally got used to them.
But you know,
Marcus, can we please tell me what Tony Khan said about WWE and their contracts that he explained to the whole world?
WWE contracts. WWE contracts. Their contracts are temporary employment and not actual contracts. Or it's in your short term, something like that. I forget how it goes. But he just basically gave the definition of what a contract is.
Yeah,
After a contract, you're temporarily employed with me until this time.
You should have heard what he said the other day, where he said where I can't remember who asked the question. Who has the better catering, AEW or WWE? And then he said AEW must have it because a lot of them are in there and they're not complaining.
True, it's true. Hey, you got Janela, Sonny Kids, they haven't said anything. It's the WWE people who are on Twitter talking about how come I'm not getting pushed. By the way, JTG had wise words at the auto release, the latest auto releases. He goes, you know, you guys need to realize that this is a professional environment and everybody here is just doing their job and being professional. It's not, the whole world's watching, so stop complaining about you being fired on Twitter.
No, I feel like
or something like that. It's something in that vein, and I was like, "Why is JTG dropping this knowledge to people?"
Because it's funny because like there's so many avenues for people to work in right now that like someone being released is not the end of the. Because like Chris Masters, not only is he in NWA, but he's also a part of Lakers Nation, which is always the weirdest thing when I watch on YouTube and I see Chris the Masterpiece talking about the Lakers. Yes,
what?
Yes, he's on the show where he talks about the Lakers. He show up from time to time. He's a Laker fan. It's the weirdest thing when parallel universes cross, man. It's really weird. And I mean, look, Jake,
can you not talk about it? Can you not do that ever again?
You're acclaimed. Black.
No, but I'm just like,
yeah,
at the end of the day, you can find better opportunity because let's be real. Swerve and Ashanti had no chance of being successful in WWE. No,
that's a lie. They could have had a mid card go. I mean, if Apollo's making it.
Where is Apollo? I'm surprised he's not close.
Because I think they see some type of value in Apollo. It don't make much sense, but they do have some type of like. There's some people that is some things that you just can't figure it out. It's like Ricochet. You're not gonna let Ricochet go because for the simple reason, AEW and Impact will be ready to sign Ricochet in a second. Although I feel like everybody,
there's also so many people that are like Ricochet.
Not in WWE.
Yeah, because they released them all so far.
Yeah, because they feel like they had the best. Why mess with the rest when we got the best in Richard O'Shea? I mean, the things we can argue.
Guys, how did this become a wrestling show again?
Because goddamn it, that's what we gotta do.
2 hours and 30 minutes, or hour and a half, pure wrestling. The last hour, we're talking about granola and Ghostbusters.
What we can do is we'll continue this conversation on the live stream tomorrow during the time when me and Marcus break down matches on how we would win this match. Like how we did on the Crown
I forgot about that. Yeah. How would you approach this one, man? I think it was all me or how I would approach. Oh, we both answered, right?
Yeah. For every match.
I can't wait to hear your strategy of surviving a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, Manny.
I just won't get on the apron. That's how you solve it. Like, I can't lose if you can't tag me in.
Remember, Lana was nearly a sole survivor when she did that, when she was made to stand on the...
was that last year?
I think it was last year.
That was last year. That was the most controversial Soul Survivor ever.
Keyword. That's why I drafted Lana and Nia Jax because they were some of the most compelling shit last year.
She went to that table 10 times. That was this year.
She did put her ass to that table 10 times. That's what Meryl's sound got. Anyway, because I think Manny's ready to go. Marcus is ready to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this very long-winded episode of the Sharpshooters. If you made it this far, I don't even know what the Pikachu picture means, but whatever. I'm Eric. I know what that means. Cotton ball so. Oh, Boa, he didn't make it this week. I'm Eric.
I'm Manny Hayes.
And I'm Marcus the grand finale. Cause Zaylee a liar about protecting. She never protected Boa. She never protected him when she was in NXT. You liar.
And don't listen to Manny. Granola is delicious. It does.